matrimony in. Somehow I outfox every box that try to throw me in. With great ceremony in. Folk in them told me how Holly Caddy spoke of him. And bloke in them from London, Harrow Road, Western End. I be speaking to the souls of men. Those of them willing to die for the existence that this cold world has chose for them. Kicking snow over frozen tin. Back and forth on this turnpike really took a toll on them. A lot of fallen soldiers on these roads of sin. Those who make the laws, I'ma always have smoke for them. I got lawyers like shooters. Working pro bono for him as a favor cause I throw the limbs. In memory of T-Lo. I pray none of your people die over jail phones again. All this pain from the outside.
WIFTBPM.
If you could make up a social media holiday, what would it be?
Randy said National Don't Let No One Put You Down Day.
No one. What you gonna do? So when they say something crazy, you slap them?
Be like May said. Randy said a Jukathon Day.
Man, we're about 60 years old. I be done had a heart.
You gotta get your heart rate up.
Okay, not that far.
Yeah.
All right, Mario said my favorite one. My friends and I do what we call National Call Off from Work Day.
As a business owner, I don't.
You don't like that, yeah.
I don't like that.
Because I'm the boss of this family.
Marcus Garvey Day from Remy too.
Oh, Marcus Garvey Day. All right, what will we do on Marcus Garvey Day?
Call off from work.
I'm going to need you to go ahead and come in tomorrow. That would be great. Okay?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, every black holiday has something to do with calling off from work.
You're cool. I'm out.
How about National Join a Positive Black Organization Day? Because I don't want to be recruited. I don't want to be recruited and the brothers be like, thank you. Thank you. How about National Tell White People the Truth Day? Tell them how you really feel.
You can't handle the truth.
Why don't we call that National Black People Get Locked Up Day?
I'm going to tell them there's an African-American man threatening my life.
Hello.
The most dangerous show in the morning.
A lot of thoughts in my mind, gotta designate what to leave, what to take, and appreciate. A lot of people talk fly, but I levitate. Rise above with the love when I meditate. When I meditate. I roll with God cause he never late. My son dialed in denial of the Ben Franks. On the road, let's travel with a full tank. Revolutionary overture, that's too saint. That's two sons. That's two saints. Like Peter Paul, me and you could be the new saints. Let me paint a new picture on the 16. Woolly haired black man with divine genes. Y'all be rapping, but these 16's art. Cathartic, therapeutic, really who needs charts? All I need is heart, God's love and some knowledge. Acknowledge, don't acknowledge, I be good, to be honest. It's like, if you never knew my name, at least I know me. Broken chains on my brain, now I'm set free. At peace in the now, I'm complete. Cause all I ever had to do is just be. Just be. Lot of thoughts in my mind, gotta designate what to leave, what to take, and appreciate. A lot of people talk fly, but I levitate. Rise above with the love when I meditate.
What's in it for the black people? What's in it? What's in it for the black people? I'm in it. What's in it for the black people? What's in it? What's in it for the black people? I'm in it. For the black people. 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 What's in it for the black people? Let's hear it. What's in it for the black people? Don't fear it. What's in it for the black people? Let's hear it. What's in it for the black people? Don't fear it. For the black people. 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 What's in it for the black people? You know it. What's in it for the black people? Let's show it. What's in it for the black people?
WIFTBPM.
Uh-oh, what's in it for the black people?
You are listening to the most dangerous show. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Maze Jackson. Maze Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
For Ruthie Moore, for Todd Stroger, I am the host of the Maze Jackson Show, asking every single day, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them Maze said, Mayor Lightfoot, man, we ain't accepting that. We ain't accepting that. Let's go. Yeah.
Let's get down to business and go ahead and address the facts, man. Lightfoot seems more lesbian than black. Rahm Emanuel's another case. He was just as tired. 50 closed schools left much to be desired. Police had Anjanette naked on that body cam. They suppressed the footage so it couldn't touch a lot of hands. Reminds me of that 16 shots in that cover-up. Both of them similar, so I went and dug it up. George Floyd killed, a lot of riots happened in the town. Southside burned and they wouldn't let them bridges down. Grandmother sick, need a prescription and plus a couple groceries. You gon' have to travel just to get it now. COVID-19 out here shutting all the business down. Not enough SBA loans to even give around. So many failed businesses that you could put them in the pile. If you don't survive the pandemic, it's gonna sit you down. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Shout out to Willie Wilson, hope one day you get to Senate. We need some different players in the game to handle business. Too many shady characters like Madigan and Blago. But when you really break it down, it's typical Chicago. City full of gangsters, it's what the land was built on. Same streets with hood legends DNA get spilled on. Carjackers out here lurking trying to get they steal on. Looking for a block to put them Hellcat wheels on. Let us give bogus appraisals a red line. Car crackers out here getting minimal fair time. And I'm a seal carry, I stay with the pipe. But Illinois gun laws giving minimal rights. Stay up on the swivel, make sure I'm moving tight. Check all of my mirrors when I pull up to the light. Pick my homie up from out of town, man, he caught a flight. He was hella nervous, told him, shorty, this a way of life. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks.
Wake up, Chicago! Wake up, world. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson, right here on a... What's this? Week 304 Wednesday. Okay, I got it. Week 304 Wednesday. It's your man, Maze Jackson, in the building, in the studio. You know what I'm saying? It is full fall in full effect, but I'm trying to squeeze in an extra short sleeve shirt. What you see, I got the double play with the jacket going on. You know what I'm saying? But it is Wednesday. Dang, look at me. I'm at Thursday already, and it's Wednesday. I am feeling a certain way. Look at that. Did I just wake up? Did I do the wake up thing? I wasn't supposed to do that. I said y'all wasn't going to have me howling in the morning. But it's okay. I've decided that I'm going to be who I'm going to be. Got to do it how I got to do it to get us where we got to get to go. So this is the Maze Jackson Show live Wednesday on a week 304 Wednesday, October 5th. Riis, go in your magic box of music. And I want you to find Coal Miner's Daughter by Loretta Lynn. I do think that's a music icon. We're going to talk about her in a minute, but you find it, let me know when you got it and ready to play. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man, DJ Riis the Ruler, in here too. I'm going to let him get his music together, and then once he grabbed that for me, I'm going to see how he's doing. But yeah, it is, did you say hump day? Hump day? Hump day? Well, how did it get to be hump day, I wonder? Is it because of that camel in the Geico commercial? Was there a propensity of children to be born who were originated on Wednesdays? Is that what it is? Is hump day like the day you're supposed to get you something in the middle of the week? Is that got anything to do with this? No. What is hump day then? How do we arrive at hump day? Is it like, got to get over the hump? Hey!
Exactly. It's the middle of the week. It's the middle. You just get over it.
So does the week start on Sunday or Monday?
I mean...
Oh, well, if it starts on Sunday, then it really would be the hump. Yes. Right? Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Wednesday is the hump. Thursday, Friday, Saturday. All right, I see.
Middle of the week.
Ain't it a song called that too? Got to get over the hump. Yeah. That too, man. Riis, you got to get your catalog together, man. You got to get that. So look, it's a song in there.
If it ain't like Luther, Patty Lou, if it ain't no old school R&B, I don't know nothing from 1990.
That's the 70s though.
See, I don't know.
See 70s, 80s. Go look and see if you forgot. So I told you to get
cold, man.
Save that one, but then see if you got to get over the hump. Right? See if there's a song. It's a funk song called "Got to Get Over the Hump." Ow, something in there. That's where I think the hump, and that's probably when I was a kid. And I think if it's a song called "Got to Get Over the Hump," we need to get that in the joint for our Wednesdays. I do. Is there something in there called "Got to Get Over the Hump"? Ain't it like a funky band, like some
George Clinton?
I knew I wasn't crazy. It's some funk. So let's see if we can get some funk going on this hump day. Right, yeah, right. I think, come on, man, we got to get over the hump on a Wednesday, Riis. Come on, man, get it for me. Let me see what... Now, you playing the live version. You got to get the...
Yeah, that's all they got. That's what really.
All right, so you can take it down a little bit, but I knew I wasn't crazy. So Riis, there's another version of that somewhere in the universe that's like an album version that we can get right to. Got to get over the hump, and then let's try and lock that in somewhere for our Wednesdays. We got to find us a theme song. Get going on Wednesdays. But do y'all remember George? Riis, you don't even know about George Clinton, do you? No, you don't. You probably only reason you know George Clinton is because you probably got into a fight at the party too when the song came on. You know, Riis, you was cool.
Never been in no party with George unless I was with my aunties or something. So no.
You ain't never heard when they play that song and the cues go crazy. And then they be like at the party and they play it. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
See, right? See,
Yeah.
That song used to set it off. Like it would always be an issue when that song came on, cause it just felt like people felt like they just had the. I mean, I understand you got a theme song. I'm not even tripping, right? Like, get your thing on. But you ain't got to touch me.
We just got out the way and let them slide.
They got out the way?
Yeah, we ain't got time for all that.
Oh, see, man, Riis.
We ain't got time for all that. Man.
See, Riis, you see, man, I wish I could have been laid back. I was that dude. I was like, I used to stand. I used to be like, bet not nobody touch me right here.
You know they finna hop all over the place, man. You know they finna kick their legs, spin around, touch the ground. You know they just go ahead and get out the way and let them cues hop, man. It's all good, man.
Okay. All right. You know what I mean? See, man, that's the millennial era. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, like when you feel like you gotta stand in the storm, you like, I could handle it. Oh, Lord. Anyway, shout out to, so I think we got a Wednesday theme song, unless y'all got a better one. Then Got to Get Over the Hump. And I think if we figure out where the chorus is on that, we'll be good. Look, y'all, this is the Mace Jackson Show on a week 304 Wednesday. I'm your host, Mace Jackson, but I do have my man in the background. You heard him talking. He had me cooking yesterday. I'm just going to tell y'all. I still might be a little salty today. But that's okay because Kanye fixed it all for us. Kanye fixed it all for us yesterday, so we're going to talk about it today, too. It is the Mace Jackson Show. DJ Riis the Ruler, how you feeling today?
Blessed by the best, man. I'm glad I made it out of here, man. I made it out of here and made it back. Man, the den was looking for me. I had to duck on outside, turn my hoodie inside out, you know. Call an Uber
You
to
cannot,
my car.
you can't be black, man. Look, Riis, I think this Kanye thing exacerbates it. So we're going to talk about this a little bit later. But Riis, the den going to be looking. So here's the challenge, right? You make a lot of sense. It's just that the sense sucks. Like, can I tell you? I'll be honest with you. If I was advising a candidate, right, like as a consultant, not as Mace Jackson, the mad black man, right? I would be like, hey, man, don't be talking that black stuff. Hey, man, you better go on up there. Look, man, you seen Barack Obama. You know they love him. You better go sing you some Amazing Grace. But I'm on the radio, so I can't tell you to go sing Amazing Grace. Now, I will tell you that in the but I do feel like if you were running in a black space, I could. But I would be like, if you was running for governor, I'd be like, man, don't be talking to black people. But if you're running in the 6th Ward, I'm gonna be like, hey, fam, you better go ahead. You better be you might as well be let Riis tell it. I say be racist in the 6th Ward. Be a racist. Look, Patrick Brutus corrected himself yesterday. Said it was like 94% black in the 6th Ward. Boy, I'd be the most racist, Riis racist, because I'd be like, the black, oh, we got to get rid of the, man, please, I'd be elected. Because do you think black people do you think black people in a black area would vote for an extra black person? Like, if you was black and they was like, hey, man.
I mean, I'm sure he'd still win, but they would definitely scrutinize. He would be on all the newses, and they would call him racist. And
right, but I feel like there's something to that. Like, I'm gonna tell you. I feel like, remember how
then the way they be moving wars around, man, they had changed his ward around.
He got 10 years. He got 10 years. He got 10 years to get it in, Riis. He got 10 years. You see how they did Gus Savage, right? We showed you how they took them 3 races, and they finally got to a remap and remapped them out. But that was the only way they could beat them.
That's what I'm saying. You got
10 years, dog. You got 10 years to get it in for the people. That's why Chris Welch said 10 years, man. White folks is only going to take it for 10. He know he got 10 years to play. Then if you too black, you only got a 10-year window. That's when you make a song and
That's
you.
What I'm saying. So then now after his decade, what does he do next?
Hey man, hopefully he goes on because he took care of so many black people that the black people. See, Riis, this is the problem. You killing the cycle, dog. You killing the cycle. So look, Joe, If you live in a black ward, you could be super black. You could talk about the encroachment of different people coming into the neighborhoods. Black people gonna be with. Can I tell you who was all like? So I was cleaning off my desk yesterday and I found the letter. I found the original letter, Riis. Like the first one that they did with the timestamps and all the stuff. You know, the whole JB, the whole. I got that letter. Can I tell you that like old black people was kind of like. You know, the old black people was like, hey, man, we know what they doing. They was just like, we know what they doing to you. And if it would have, like, if that, like, I feel like if you get attacked for being black in a black ward, you might not get nothing, but you certainly will have your people, like, because they used to starve out the black wards. So Howard Brookins would stand up. I know people would talk crazy, but Mayor Daley used to not like Howard Brookins. So you know how the Mayor Lightfoot said, you ain't gonna get shh. He did that to a lot of black people, which is how you got, because the problem was you would be standing up to Mayor Daley, but not be for your people necessarily. You would be standing up on your own. Once the people realized you was standing up and you was getting shorted because you would be talking that black stuff, that's just like Kerry's dad, right? He would not bow down to Daley, so Daley would cut him off. But because the people knew he stood for them, they would always reelect him. And even unto this point right now in the 6th Ward, they be like, John Steele, that was the best alderman we ever had. He went on to be an appellate court judge, because you know why? Because he threw messing with you Negroes. He like, I'm not finna be up. I'm not. Let me not put no words in that brother's mouth. But it just don't be paying to be with the black people sometimes, man. You be for him. He ain't never stopped being with the black people. Don't get me wrong. He just said, I could help y'all in a different way. Riis, you just can't be for the black people.
You can't just gotta be quietly, you gotta.
Who has quietly done that?
I don't know. You just can't. I know it's sad, but you just really can't say it. And then they can say it. But
So that's why we need Kanye. That's why we need Kanye. That's why we got to be able to say white lives matter. So then, like, if they do, so I could go and say black lives matter. So, because, right, like, or not black, I don't want to say black lives matter, but.
Black lives matter. Yeah. You can say black lives matter. Black lives matter.
Can you say Asian lives matter?
That's when you just say all lives matter.
Can you say Latino lives matter?
You just say all lives matter.
Do Latinos say Latino lives matter? Can they?
I don't think they say it. I just really
Can they?
I mean,
is it racist if they say it?
No.
So, is it... We're going to talk about this in a minute because I got more to go. All right, y'all. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man, DJ Riis, the ruler. Let's get the soul plane up to 60,000 feet. We are up, and away. It is the Maze Jackson Show. All right, Riis. Hey, Joe. Did you see in the paper yesterday? Ed Burke ain't going to jail, fam. He is not going to jail. You understand that? Did you hear what happened yesterday, Riis?
No, what happened?
The judge in Ed Burke's case, Riis, he just became the chief of staff for the U.S. Supreme Court Chief Justice John Roberts, who is a Notre Dame alumni. Riis, hey man, the plug, straight up. Hey man, Ed Burke, Mike Madigan, Rich Daley. A little bit later on, we're going to talk about who was the most powerful Irish dynasty. Riis. Dude got his case delayed 3 years, and then 1 week before they start the pre-trial, guess what? He gets promoted to the U.S. Supreme Court. He was supposed to start his trial on December 4th. He goes on December 5th, which means they got to start all over because they can't find a judge. Hey, bro. You couldn't even. I promise you, they can't even make this up in fiction. Like, they couldn't even write this script. Hey, man. You got to respect the man's gangster, Joe. Like, dog, we going to talk about this a little bit later. Can you imagine the fact that his judge is now, to avoid, understand this man got enough juice to reach to the Supreme Court. Now, check this out. Remember, he was Trump's lawyer, too. I'm not tripping.
So, you know all the loopholes. You know he good, man. Yeah.
No.
You know all the loopholes.
No. You remember I tell you about keep a file, though? Think about when you can get all the way to the Supreme Court. You got dirt on people all the way to the Supreme Court. Or favors. Hey, man, my trial about to start. I'm going to need for you, my friend, to hire this dude. You give him an offer he cannot refuse. How do you refuse being the chief of staff for the Supreme Court? Ed who? Stick with me, kid. Look, you know how Ed Burke is like Aaron Rodgers when he played the Bears. Calm down. Like, everybody on this team, they listed all the people that was on the case with him, too. Calm down, guys. I got this. I'm going to tell you, I saw Ed Burke one day at Chicago Cut. Now, famo, it was like he had an entourage. He had a table of like 30 in the middle of the whole joint. Eating like, man, cuz. That's just unbelievable. All right, let me move on. Riis, have you seen me do karaoke? Have you seen my, cause I'm a cowboy on a pale horse I ride, cause I'm wanted, dead or alive. It's all the same. All in the name of change.
You ain't got no black karaoke song?
I do.
Okay, yeah.
Let me tell you what though, Riis. When you come out with the Jay-Z chain, the looking like a hip hop,
and singing that,
and then it busts out with the white people. Look, bro. So the white people go crazy, and the black people be like, "Damn, dog." But Quiet as Kept, black people know that song, because when you say "want it," everybody be like, "Want it." Dead or alive.
Yeah,
Riis.
but that is the place though. Like, you go up there with that outfit, they're like, oh, what hip hop song?
Right, like, look, you like, hey, bro, the city, the mayor. Let me tell you, this how bad the mayor want to win. She is launching Chicago karaoke. Mm-hmm. Mayor launches Chicago Sings karaoke competition. All next week, Riis, you can go to the bars all around the city and sign up to win, and you can be Chicago's karaoke king. Now, I think I want to do it. Look, all the stuff I done talked about the mayor, and the one thing she got, the best, I'm gonna be like, this might be the best thing she did all year. Riis, I'm gonna be up there like, you know the mayor gonna be like, that nigga can't win. You can't win. All right. Did y'all see the picture of Susanna Mendoza in the newspaper? Wedging herself into Black history. Shout out to the Bronzeville Historical Society, who went to the Charles Jackson funeral home for years, going and checking the death records because they were scared that they would be lost or be charged. So they went in and they had to ask the comptroller to allow them to record the records. But it was funny to watch the two different coverages, because when you watch the coverage on like Chicago Tonight, they give Susanna Mendoza all these props for like, oh my God, this Black history, and we saved it, and it wouldn't have been. And then you read the Sun-Times, and they was like, these Black women been doing this work for all of these months. And Susanna Mendoza kind of showed up. It's funny when you look at the picture in the Sun-Times. Give me a hot second, because I'm going to show you the picture. When you look at the picture in the Sun Times, Riis, it's like she wedged herself into the picture. Like the black ladies, you know how people take pictures, Riis, and they wedge you trying to take a picture and you don't want them to be in your picture, and they be like, let me get this picture. Let me just show you this picture of Susanna Mendoza wedging herself into these women's black history. Give me one hot second. All right. All right, Riis, I'm about to show you a picture. I want you to see. Do it seem like them ladies didn't really want her in the picture, but she made herself be in it? I'm going to put it on the screen for you real quick. Hold on. See if I can get it to get bigger. What is going on? Anyway, I'll just show you the picture. Riis, do you see her in the picture? Look at it. And when you get up there close, when it comes up there, like, it's like the black, like, she was like, the black ladies was there, and she's like, let me get in this picture so I can be black for a day. Look, like, the two ladies in the yellow was like, they had a picture, and she done jumped in the picture, and it's like, you know how you be like, she don't even look like she's supposed to be in that picture. Right? Like, the two.
Who is that?
That's the state comptroller, the one that don't like black people, for real. But I'm not going to go there right now. But I'm just telling you, she was the one who was like, I want to kill them all. But you see how, like, they didn't even really make space. You know how, like, when you take a picture, like, you supposed to be, like, the person in the middle is facing out and then the people face in. It's like, where was she supposed to be in that picture? Can you see it? Like, Susanna Mendoza.
Squeezed in last second.
Right. Not last second. They was like,
Or maybe they took a picture without her first, and then she came in and jumped back in.
So everybody wouldn't just take one. There's plenty of space. They was like, no, we don't want you. See, Riis, you always be trying to be fair to the white people, man. That's a problem.
I'm not fair. I'm explaining what looked like happened. Like, you know, like they probably didn't want to end, so she kind of like, hey, you take a picture.
Hey, let me take a picture. They was like,
But you know black people gonna take that picture. Come on now.
Now you know.
Soon they was like, you from where?
What's your name?
Hey, you know they.
You be on TV. I seen you on TV.
Yeah.
No, I'm not going to even do that.
Hey, go look
Shout
at
out to the
Facebook background right now. It's up there.
Is it?
No, that's what
Oh God. Oh. I really want to let y'all see the story on Chicago Tonight, though, because the problem with it on Chicago Tonight is like when I saw it on Chicago Tonight, I actually thought that she commissioned the work. No, they went and did the work for years in a spooky old funeral home. Riis, would you work in a funeral home? Like, could you like, if it was a closed funeral home and there was caskets there, and you was just in there, it was dark, and you had to research. You don't know if it's bodies in the caskets or not.
I probably would.
Of course you would, Riis. Of course you would, Riis. I shouldn't even ask. All right. Riis said we can't even say black, but we could work in a daggone funeral home.
That's some good money.
It is. No, it is.
Yeah.
It is. The death care industry. Shout out to the Bronzeville Historical Society for preserving our family history. Police found the truck that hit the 15-month-year-old. Did you see that? 15-month child was in a car, got out of the car seat, got in, wandered into a street, and then got ran over by a truck. The truck hit and ran, kept going. You know what I'm going to say, Riis. Dude is not in the country anymore. Not in the country.
Probably gone.
Mm-hmm. All right, I had told you, back up. Chicago named the best big city by Condé Nast Traveler for the 6th year in a row. I feel like I gotta visit Chicago like a tourist. Because I do feel like there's so much in Chicago like that you just be so used to seeing that you just ignore it. But people be having such a great time. I'm not going to say I don't have a great time, but I think sometimes I move so much and I'm moving so fast that you don't have the time to take it in. So I'm going to slow down a little bit. That's part of what I'm saying. Did you see also, we're going to talk about this a little bit later, former ABC 25-year ABC reporter, Charles Thomas, also my former co-host, endorsed Darren Bailey.
Who did?
Charles Thomas. We're going to talk about that a little bit later. And I got to separate the personal from the business of it, because I clearly do not care for dude, but I want to talk about this commercial and making the break. So we're going to talk about that a little bit later. Let's do this. Let's take a quick break, and then when we come back, I'm going to hit the social media question of the day. Chicago Marathon is this weekend, right? Riis, do you ever go to Chicago Marathon?
Nah.
Have you ever been?
To a marathon period?
Mm-hmm.
I think I went to one, but I'm not really sure. Yeah, one.
Where?
I don't remember which one it is. It was just downtown. I went with somebody.
Chicago, so you know the Chicago. So this is one of those things about that, like Black Chicago and White Chicago and stuff. Like the Chicago Marathon, I'd be like, who in the heck wants to run 26 miles? But when I used to live in University Village or University Commons, Riis, the marathon would come through the neighborhood, and at first I would be mad about the traffic. But then I realized that, they be having little parties on all these corners and stuff, and people be out there kicking it and like it's actually like if you got people in the race, like, and you get out, you find you a spot along the thing, and you can track them like they give you a tracker, so you can put their stuff in the computer and you can see where they're at in the race. And then like you have like water and snacks and all type of stuff. People be having bands out there, and if they running past, if you put out, it's dope. It's really like
it's like a tailgate down the side.
It's sort of like that. Like you get your crew. So like say I would say like the person that I know who runs like marathons, say like Danielle Stanley. So say all of us was like, okay, or there was a group of Black marathon runners, right? We would find a location and be like, this is where we going to be at on the route. When you get there, we going to be there and we going to all have T-shirts on, or we going to all have like some people have live bands and all type of stuff. And then as you running trying to make it, that you provide motivation to all these people who just be like, oh my God, I'm running 26 miles. And then when somebody who you don't even know be like, oh my God, thank you so much. You be like, go ahead, you can do it, you can do it. It's actually fun, man. Hey, man, it's the Maze Jackson Show. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back after these messages.
The Maze Jackson Show will be back after this break.
Jurassic World Live Tour. 65 million years in the making. See Jurassic World's most iconic dinosaurs. T-Rex, Blue the Raptor, Triceratops, and more roar to life with epic thrills and heart-pounding adventure. The feeling is real. Experience it live. Jurassic World Live Tour. Coming to Allstate Arena November 3rd through 6th. Free parking for all ticket holders. Visit JurassicWorldLiveTour.com today.
Sesame Street Live, make your magic. Experience the fun. Join Elmo, Abby, and friends on an amazing journey filled with surprises and spectacular illusions. Discover the magic in everyday life when Sesame Street Live comes to your neighborhood. Coming to Rosemont Theater October 7th through 9th. Tickets on sale now. For show details, visit SesameStreetLive.com.
And now, traffic and weather.
Yo, who said devotion had to be sad? Yo, check this out. The Lord is my shepherd, shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restored my soul. God's gonna turn it around.
Come all the way with me.
Good morning. What's in it for the Black People Media family? The time is now 6:47 a.m. I'm Riis the Ruler with your Chicagoland area traffic and weather report. Head over to the Kennedy. Head to the Loop will be 35 minutes. Outbound will be 25. On the Edens, inbound 41, while the outbound will be 35 minutes. On the Eisenhower, Thorndale to the Loop will be 50 minutes. Outbound is 30. The Dan Ryan is 20 minutes. Inbound, outbound will be 11. While the Stevenson from I-355 to the Dan Ryan is 1 hour where there's an accident. Outbound is 30 minutes. The Bishop Ford, I-80 to the Dan Ryan will be 42 minutes. Outbound will be 28. While on Lakeshore Drive South is 7 minutes and 8 minutes north. Today's weather. It is currently 54 degrees. Today will be a high of 76 with a low of 54. I'm Riis the Ruler. Now back to the Maze Jackson Show.
Glory to Gethsemane, God got to the grave, from the grave. Glory to Gethsemane, God got to the grave, from the grave. Back to glory. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Come all the way with me. Don't leave me now. Come all the way with me. Oh, please. God's gonna turn it around.
You listen to the Maze Jackson Show. I got off my wrong beat, but it's okay. It's the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, and we are back. I can't wait for our 7 o'clock conversation. Cause so 7 o'clock is gonna be a little challenging, only because I am gonna talk about I'm going to be talking about the what is an endorsement worth. But before I do that, let me do this. Let me say what's up to everybody from WBGX 1570 AM. Let me say what's up to the Saints of WBGX 1570 AM. I want to tell you, I thank y'all for joining us every day, 6:30 to 8 a.m. That's right, 6:30 to 8 a.m. Monday through Friday on WBGX 1570 AM. You can catch us up. Hey, Tamika, we don't need y'all advertising nobody else's shows on on the joint. Real talk. There's a whole universe for places for that to be. You take them in somewhere else, do what you got to do. But I would, I don't go to nobody else's house. Like as somebody said to me yesterday, you don't go to McDonald's promoting Burger King. Thank you. And y'all want to do that, y'all got inboxes, y'all got all type of stuff. All right, so this is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man, DJ Riis, the ruler, on the ones and twos. And Riis, it's time. Why don't you go ahead and hit the button? Oh, wait. Did you have your song? Go ahead. Let me let you play your song real quick. I don't know if y'all remember this young lady. Y'all, man. Y'all, come on, man. Though, just have some common courtesy. I don't go to nobody else's house. Like, y'all know if it's somebody that is intentionally going out of their way to disrespect me, right? I don't tell nobody who to be friends with, but don't do it on don't use my platform. All right, now let me just say this: raise up the music. Do y'all remember Do y'all remember Loretta Lynn? Riis, do you know Loretta Lynn? So Loretta Lynn was before Dolly Parton. She was the queen of country music. And I remember this movie. Sissy Spacek played the coal miner's daughter. Yesterday, at 90 years old, Loretta Lynn died. Now, I know y'all gonna be like, why the hell are we playing this? But, gotta tell you, she is a country music icon. And growing up, on every trip that we went to, all we ever did was listen to country music. My old man used to love him some country music, like Dolly Parton and Loretta Lynn and Charlotte Pride. And so this is shout out to Loretta Lynn, who passed away yesterday at 90 years old. Coal miner's daughter, American icon. As for our white listeners on YouTube that don't say nothing, y'all can give us a thumbs up for that. All right, y'all, Riis, you can kill it now. Look, Riis like, wait, what is this? I think it was a TV show, too. I know it was a movie. I think it was a TV show, too. The coal miner's daughter, Sissy Spacek. I remember that so much. And Loretta Lynn became, like, super famous. You ever been to Grand Ole Opry, Riis? I know you've been to Nashville.
No, I don't think I've been one now.
Yeah, you ain't stay at like Opryland Hotel? I mean, you go to Nashville, stay at the Opryland. It's huge. It's like, you be like, where am I?
You said like I've ever been to the opera before?
Opryland, Grand Ole Opry.
I don't know what that is. What's that?
Huh?
What's that? What's the Opryland? What's that?
Opryland?
Yeah.
So you know the the country music capital of the world is Nashville. It's like if you go to Nashville, that is the country music capital of the world. And so that's where, like, if you're going to make it big in country music, you want to go to Nashville. And the biggest place, like for us, it used to be Apollo, even though the Apollo is white now. The Grand Ole Opry is like when you made it, like in country music. You got played there. And then Opryland Hotel is like the tourist world. Like you heard of Dollywood, right? Like black people be at Dollywood now. We was the first black people go there. I got pictures. My mom was like, anyway. So, coal miner's daughter, Dollywood, all of that good stuff. All right. Oh, Hope, I forgot to call you yesterday. I will call you today after the show in the car. All right. It's time, Riis. Did you switch over? Go ahead, hit the button.
It's time for the social media question of the day.
Is it time to normalize non-binary athletes as a category? I'm going to open up the phone. Did I say what's up to everybody from Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch? What's up to y'all, too? Give us a call, 872-259-7474. It's time for the social media question of the day, which we have already played, the big voice. But I want to know, is it time to normalize non-binary as an athletic category? Now, Riis, you know, my instinct, and I would say my instinct based on my upbringing, based on being a child born in the 70s, living in the 80s, kicking in the 90s, trying to figure it out in the 2000s, 2010s, being an adult, I have come to recognize that the world that I have now is not the world that I grew up in. And so, Riis, I find myself caught in these debates, particularly in sports, where in our new world, people are choosing their gender. Correct? You have the ability to choose or to be more in tune with yourself. Is that a better way to say it? And in this space, as we evolve, I'm not exactly sure how it works for binary athletes. Riis, I don't know that. I think there is a physical difference between men and women. Yes or no? Yeah? No? Yes. I mean,
in a sense, but I guess.
Okay, in a sense or for real? Because for real, there's.
I mean, it's some women that work. I'm sure you done seen some women that work at it.
They're still different.
And listen to me. A woman that be having all them muscles in them contests, they will whoop a regular man.
I'm not saying, but there still is a difference. I'm not talking about whooping.
Yeah, like
there is a
level.
Physical difference between men and women and men and women's capability. If a man naturally can lift, carry, or can a man lift more than a woman naturally? Why is there girls push-ups?
On the same level. That's what I'm trying to say.
I'm right.
If you're on the same
apples
level.
to apples, yes.
Right.
I'm not saying
like a bodybuilder.
The warrior queen versus right? I'm saying man to man. If you a bodybuilder. If you are a superhuman, a superhuman at your tier.
You could probably say that.
Okay. So can we say that men in track are traditionally faster than women in track?
That's what it shows.
That's what the clock says.
That's what it shows.
That's a fact.
That's what it shows.
Okay. See, look, we see how we get. See, the clock could be though. If we look at it from the other side. Okay. Now, if we understand that, and now we are at a space where self-identified If you identify as a woman, you can use a woman's bathroom. Yes? I think that's cool. I'm trying to get there. Okay? Let me just say I'm trying to get there. I'm not going to condemn it. I'm just trying to get there. What I do not think is fair is for a non-binary person who identifies as a woman competing against or in the same game, not sport, but game, as a woman that identifies as a woman. Okay? Now, recognizing that even a woman athlete training to a woman's highest capabilities and a non-binary identifies as woman person enters into the space, I think that we should create a category so that they remain fair. Right? And so I know it sounds crazy. I saw all the brothers saying no, but we recognize that there are going to be transgender, non-binary athletes. The Chicago Marathon just added a category, right? So I'm asking this because the Chicago Marathon, after the Boston Marathon, after the New York City Marathon, said that this will be the first time that they will have a non-binary winner. So just like a man's winner, a woman's winner, a wheelchair winner, there will be a non-binary winner. Is it time for us to acknowledge the non-binary space and create a category in the benefit of all? Or should we continue? Because I don't believe that it's right to ban a non-binary person from playing a sport, which is what we're starting to see happen in red and conservative states. Yes? And so the social media question today, give us a call, 872-259-7474, 872-259-7474. Is it time to create a non-binary category in sports? You think about it. We've already created a third bathroom, right? The concept of a non-binary bathroom. Right, Riis? You go to some clubs now, the men and the women, you just go behind the wall. And it's just whatever you pick, you pick. You come out, you washing your hands next to a man or a woman. Right? It's just you go in that stall. I remember I was like, where you going? Right? Yeah, but my mind is wrapped around the old way of thinking of being in a high school stall, and if it was a girl in the stall, somebody going to be trying to stand on the toilet and look over. Just being high school. Right? But maybe not in these days, because that would be something way different. But is it time, because Riis, if your daughter plays sports or your son plays sports, is it fair for them to have to compete with someone who might have different advantages or different fast twitch muscles? Is that better?
Because that's a touchy subject. I mean, I guess it should be a
But I'm saying I think it is a touchy subject. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
It probably would make more sense to have a category on equal level or something like that, because I do hate to see when it's a I won't say it like the hate, but I do think that when you see this is the right term, a transgendered male in a female category, and like I think I saw a wrestler, and he clearly dominated every female in the division because of of course of her physical traits, that possessed. If I would say it like that. So I definitely think it should be a category to where people that identify like that then can compete. And then if that's something that you are proud of, and it's not to be ashamed that they make a league or like a category for that, and then you can be the champion. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like bad, I guess.
So,
but I do think it gives an advantage, like when you see like someone like a person that identifies as a woman, but may not have been born a woman, and now they're in track. Like you just said, it's clearly a man by clock is shown to be, faster.
So what did you say before? Because we couldn't say. Because if you say that the clock is different, then you could be accused of being discriminatory. But again, my thing is accepting the reality of where we are today, right? Because let me just tell you, if you don't, then I think you're going to eliminate, Riis, if we don't have that, can I tell you what my basketball team would look like, what my girls' basketball team would look like? They would look like you. No, I'm saying if you had the option, if you are a school, a league, think about betting. Think about in the world of sports betting right now. Let me bring it down to like a high school level. There's 18 spots on the team, on a basketball team. What is it, 12? You go to high school, let's say it's 18. Your kid is 16, is 19. Girls basketball, she doesn't have an opportunity. I feel as though the most respectful way to handle this is to create a separate category, right? It's just like when you watch the marathon. You don't ever see a marathon where a woman beats a man. You've never seen it. Or maybe I have, y'all tell me. But and when I say it, I'm talking about in the professional ranks. There is a natural lag. And to me, until we know what that difference is, right? Because you can't, like in golf, they can handicap you, right? So they say you play at this level, they'll bring you down. So is it that if you are non-binary, do you have to have extra weights when you run? Right? And so I'm just saying that I think for us as parents, and my son is on his way out of high school, but I do think that it's coming to us, and I just think we need to get our minds around it. And when I thought the Chicago Marathon, for the first time in history, was creating a non-binary category, I really thought it was created to protect the sanctity of the two other categories. Because, quite frankly, you could put it in a space where a binary woman could potentially never, ever win again. Is that right? And who is that? Are you being, that's that fair stuff you be talking about, Riis. Who you going to be more fair to? Give us a call, 872-259-7474. Anybody on the live line? Call you on the Maze Jackson Show. Should we have a normalized non-binary athletic category? Turn that radio down. Byron, I got you up early.
Please forgive the service.
Byron, you must be down there in Brazil with them. I knew it. Are you bringing somebody back with you?
No. And if I come back, I'm going to the red state. I'm moving to the red state. All Negroes who want to be somebody who want fairness move to the red state. Okay?
Okay.
Let me tell you something. When you are born, you either got a thing or this other thing.
Time out. Hold on, time out. The thoughts and opinions expressed by the callers are not the thoughts and opinions of Maze Jackson Show. We do not discriminate against anyone. Everyone is welcome here. Go ahead, Byron.
Yeah, I'm not discriminating against anybody, but I'm just saying, from all my lifetime, when people are born, babies are born, you're either born a man or a woman, right?
Some are born
I've
with two.
never heard of a baby born binary or a woman name you want to make up, because I'm a horse. I'm a horse now.
Byron.
So you have a special category for horse?
Byron, some are born with two. That's why it's a term for it.
All I'm saying is, when you're born, it's either or.
Some are born with two. Some are born with both. You do know that, right? That like some are like really born with both of them.
What?
Some people are actually born with both of them. You do know that,
When you
right?
look down there, no, I don't know that.
It's called. They are called hermaphrodites. Yes, they are born with both sexes.
Well, there are few cases of that nature, Riis. There are few cases. There's abnormalities and everything. There are people who try to be like maids, but they're not maids. They're trying to be like maids. They can't be like maids. That's an abnormality. There's only one maid. There's only one Oprah. I mean, there's always quirks in the system, but 99% of people are born a man or a woman. We should support the men and the women. If you want to create a new category, fine, but still have the man and the woman. Because I'm a horse. I want to run as a horse, okay? And maybe somebody else want to run as a pig. Let them run as a pig and let have a different categories. But there's a man and there's a woman. And if we buy into their nonsense, then we're going down the pigeonhole that we don't want to get out of. And for people like me, I need to get to a red state. I want to be insulated from all this crap. You can't tell me I'm a man, I'm not a woman. I'm going to change tomorrow to be a binary. And tomorrow I'm going to be this and that. Because I feel that way. No, you're born either or. That's it. Don't tell me about what you're going to be and what you are. I don't care. I don't care how you feel either. Damn. You can't reproduce unless you have a man and a woman. You can't. There's no such thing as men giving birth. Men cannot give birth to babies. They cannot. Don't try to make me say that they can. And May, I know where May is coming from this morning because he's a provocateur. And he has to do what he does. I know what he's doing. But May came from a church. He knows what the deal is. And we got to protect our women. Women need special cases because a man's body is more developed than a woman's body. And in terms of a brain, we're on the same wavelength. They're on the same wavelength. But physically, a man and a woman are different. You have to have separate for men and women. That's my theory. And you got me work today. Lucky today is a rainy day for me. And I decided to call in with my bad telephone line. Nate, I appreciate it.
Hey Byron, I appreciate you, man. Byron, let me tell y'all what. Now y'all know if Byron is in South America, he probably sitting, somebody probably waving the fan over him. He probably having somebody feeding him grapes, and he woke up to be like, y'all interrupted my good time. Byron, are you coming back with a Venezuelan?
Huh?
Are you coming? Look, Byron is busy in the South America. He said, huh? You can hear. Hey, Byron, we appreciate you calling us all the way from down in Brazil. Come back with a friend. It's the Maze Jackson Show. Who else we got on the live line? We got anybody else? Should we create a non-binary category in athletics? What's up, caller?
Yes, good morning, Maze. This is Lori Westerfield calling. How are you this morning?
Hey, Lori, how are you?
Good. And good morning to Riis and the Den. And I think this is my first time actually calling, but just to clarify, I don't think we should get, I agree with your question of the day that we should entertain the category. And I don't think we should get preoccupied with genitalia, although Riis is correct. There are hermaphrodites, but I think we should focus more on the concept of people being intersex. A lot of our athletes that we see that are very high-level performers, you have to take it a step level and start looking at hormones, the levels of testosterone and levels of estrogen. There are women that are born with higher levels of testosterone, and there are men that are born with higher levels of estrogen. In the case of women, obviously, that would give them, like Riis described, some of the women he sees in the gym that are able to develop a high level of musculature. And for men, it can have different effects as well, as far as taking away some of those natural attributes that men have as far as strength. So I think we see it in a way already in some of our high-performing athletes. If anybody remembers the name Caster Semenya, she was a middle-distance runner that was performing at a high level. She's a South African athlete, and she had tremendous difficulty competing on the world stage and at the Olympics because she had such a high testosterone level. Many were trying to disqualify her, saying that she didn't qualify as a woman, even though I think she was actually born intersex, as I'm describing. She couldn't control her testosterone levels. That was how she was born. And she actually had to change her category in the event she ran in to try to meet certain standards. So I think it's going to have to get to that level because we do have women who are born with really high levels of testosterone. And I remember growing up, even in gym class, you could tell certain young men and certain young women, they were faster, stronger, bigger. Yeah, some of it is just genetics as well, not just testosterone. So I think we have to be open. I think it happens now. We just don't identify it as such. We just see those people as our ultra performers. Now you have people choosing identities. I do think, I will say this, I think there are times when men do choose that identity in sports because as a male, they're not going to compete at a high level, but by choosing that identity, there is an implicit advantage. And sometimes I do think there's a wink, wink, nod, nod. And I'm not trying to say that they're not identifying. Anybody can identify how they want, but you certainly must know. If I say this morning I identify as an eighth grader and you should enroll me in Chicago Public School for an eighth grader, I think I might excel pretty much against any eighth grader in the world. Is that not fair to say?
I agree.
I'm listening. Go ahead.
No, that's my final comment. I just think you're right. We have to be more open because I think, just restating, we've got to consider those hormone levels because to me that's the difference in why these athletes are faster, stronger, bigger. If a man has gone through puberty, by definition, they're going to likely exceed a woman in those strength categories. And I believe at the Olympic level, in a world competition, they require them to take estrogen to the point where they bring those levels down to a certain point. And even when they do it, they still clearly exceed the young women. So even that's got to be tweaked. But right now, I don't think there are any other litmus tests that they can use as far as scientifically other than those hormones. Now, as we progress as a society scientifically, maybe there'll be other measures. But it's challenging, but somehow you've got to separate these people out or else all of our records that are out there in sports, they'll have an asterisk by them, they'll have an asterisk by them.
There it is. All right, that's our girl, Lori K. Westerfield. We appreciate your call, Lori. Christopher Devine. Chris, man, we got to get together. You got to come by Obsidian at some point. Said, do we truly understand the term non-binary? So I'm going to do it from the Boston Marathon, which says that, hold on. It says that the Boston Athletic Association will allow athletes to compete at the Boston Marathon as non-binary runners from next year, meaning they do not have to register as a man or a woman. So I don't know about all of the terminology born with whatever because I think it's not verifiable, right? Nobody's going to say drop them and let me see, right? And so I do think there's a other category, right? And I don't mean that in a disrespectful way. I mean that in a manner that I do not feel as though if we don't create this category, I know people are saying, oh my God, we're blurring the lines, but I feel like if you don't create the category, then the lines will be blurred for real, because non-binary people will be able to choose which sport they want to participate in. And I do think that there are levels of competition that we don't always understand. It's like performance enhancing, and I don't know. So anyway, I do think it's something we should pay attention to. I know what category I fit in, right? But if you are confused about it, or not confused, you're clear that you don't want to be either or, then we should give you a place to be that, so that it does not cannibalize the people who have clearly defined themselves, right? And oftentimes I think this is why majority rules, right? Because if you make the laws around the exceptions, not the generals, then you got a topsy-turvy world where the laws aren't working for a majority of the people. And so it's just a weird space to be in. All right, y'all, it's the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man, DJ Riis, the ruler. Chicago Marathon. We got calls? Chicago Marathon. All right, I'm going to take your calls. Then we're going to go to the top of the hour. But, caller, we'll take your call. Who is it? Probably Jake.
Hey, thanks for taking the call.
Uh-oh, it's James. Where you been, James?
What's up, brother? Been kind of busy. That's all.
Okay.
I just want to say this: if we're going to allow men to compete with women because they say they're women, then they should go through the list. Handicaps. They shouldn't be able to handicap race or Olympics, whatever. They shouldn't be able to discriminate against people that are not handicapped. They say I got high blood pressure, so I'm not that healthy. So I should be able to compete. And when there's a domestic situation between a man and a woman, they always take the man to jail because he's looked at as the aggressor. So if he beat up his woman and slap on a wig and say, I'm a woman, then they should be taking both of them to jail. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you can go through the list, and that just was like right off the top of my head. This is how ridiculous this is. When you don't want to accept a man and a woman as who they were born. I know Riis mentioned Aphrodite, okay, well, that's a little different. But for the majority of the population, you're a man or a woman, and that's basically what I was to contribute. Thank you, sir.
All right. That is James Turner. Is that it? All right, y'all. This is the Maze Jackson Show. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to go into our next topic. How much is an endorsement worth? We got physical, there's the actual, the tangible, and the financial. We're going to talk about it all when we come back. It is the Maze Jackson Show.
The Maze Jackson Show. We'll be back after this break.
Hey, Chicagoland, all roads lead to Solo Beauty Supply, the largest black-owned beauty supply in Chicago. We carry a large selection of natural hair care products, plus much more. So come see us at one of our two locations, located at 9011 South Ashland or 8158 South Cottage Grove. Our inventory is growing, and with your support, Solo Beauty will continue to be a source of pride in our community.
Why money ain't free? Why can't you just give it to me? I don't want to work for nobody. I'd rather keep doing me. Why money ain't free? Why can't you just give it to me? I don't want to work for nobody. I'd rather keep doing me. Why money ain't free? Wake up in the morning with the frown on my face, 'cause I
keep coming. Working overtime, but my pockets ain't flooding. Yeah, my funds low. Adore life is scarce. Why money ain't free? Why it ain't free? Why can't you just give it to me? Why can't they just give it to me? I don't wanna work for nobody. I'd rather keep doing me. Why money ain't free? Yeah. Why can't you just give it to me? I don't wanna work for nobody. I'd rather keep doing me. Why money ain't free? How the money ain't free. Every 5 minutes it's bothering me. Seem to think that money grows on trees. Always asking for allowance and clean one thing. Sick and tired of my funds being low. Spent the whole bag on the groceries at the store. Got a little something, but I need a little more. And I'm a single mama, you should already know. Why money ain't free? Why the money ain't free? Why can't you just give it to me? I don't wanna work for nobody. I'd rather keep doing me, doing me. Why money ain't free? Why can't you just give it to me? Won't you give it to me? I don't wanna work for nobody. I'd rather keep doing me. Why money ain't free? Why the money ain't free? Why money ain't free? Why money ain't free? Yeah, why money ain't free?
Back to the Maze Jackson Show. You are listening to the most dangerous show. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Maze Jackson. Maze Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
What's in it for the black people? Cause economically we are not equal. Waking up to life, can't toast no more. I told y'all, yeah, this is a dangerous show. Don't go to church if you ain't trying to help us. Don't even try to be around and can't protect us. We see the lies, not other politicians. We need money and no symbolism. It's Maze and Riis and Ruthie and Ty, explaining how we all come from God, giving us tools to beat the odds. If we united, our movement gon' stop. If they ain't trying to help us, they ain't trying to do nothing. We gotta do something, we gotta stop running. It's time to confront the problem. Really, you expect you oppressed to solve them.
Wake up, Chicago! Wake up, world! This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man DJ Riis to rule on the ones and twos, y'all. And it is time to get into the meat of today's show. Riis, I want to talk about what is an endorsement worth. How much, better yet, how much is an endorsement worth? You're gonna ask me what was the genesis of this topic, and I'm going to let me preface this conversation. I'm gonna preface this conversation with saying that Charles Thomas is my former co-host on the Maze when it was the WVON morning show. He was my original partner. One of the people, quite frankly, who helped raise my prominence during the Ken Duncan, Bruce Rauner era. Now, what I recognize now was that I was a veritable quote machine. And my anger at what was happening with Ken Duncan and my willingness to talk about it was creating a space. Right? And I can probably pull up some clips. You know, I think when I said Ken Duncan escaped the slave plantation. And I gotta tell you, I'll find it later. I played the clips a while back, but I might even have the video in the cloud. But I think what I realized looking at the time was that the Democrats and the Republicans needed someone to articulate or to take on Mike Madigan or say things. Let me back up. So what I recognized is I was willing to say things that people would not say publicly on camera. And while I was clearly a media whore, because I just was excited to be on the news, what I did not realize was that a lot of the things that I was saying was being used against me and being leveraged in the Republican space for something else. We then started a show. I was hired as the morning show host, and I said that I wanted to get a co-host. And it was the classic, I'm not going to go into that. Let's go on to the reality is, Charles and I had a commonality, which was our disgust with the Democratic Party and how they treated us. Now that ire was focused on J.B. Pritzker, and this was also during the era when the Illinois Policy Institute and Bruce Rauner and all of these guys were funding millions of dollars of what they call 501c4 organizations that were funded, that were given finances, to then be able to create, this was the genesis of the newspapers. This was the genesis of these damn prop newspapers and all of this stuff. And so I think what was happening during that era was there was a desire to create an environment that allowed a veteran reporter who over years I shared information with, be able to give you the news view, and then I would be able, from the perspective of a reporter, and I would be able to give you the insight. What I would always tell you is that reporters really report what the political people tell you, right? And so he would be able to put that credible, and I will add to the fact that I think in my original days, he added a tremendous amount to my credibility. It was only later that I learned, and after seeing the emails and seeing the story that came out in Politico, and all of this actually played out literally on air, right? If you go back to those shows, you could actually see everything that happened. But the fundamental fact remains that now I'm looking at this and I have to put all of that to the side. I say all that to say that this conversation is personal, but I have to put the personal to the side to be focused on the issue. And so what we all know is that there is a disdain, a disgust in the black community for how we have been treated by Republicans. I mean, by Democrats. Like, we all agree. Like, Riis, as much drama as I give Riis for his opinion on Democrats, etc., understand that we all feel it, right? We all heard J.B. Pritzker call Barack Obama mediocre. We all heard J.B. Pritzker call Emo Jones crass. We all heard him say least offensive. We all heard Emo Jones say, man, we know what this dude is. We all know the history, and yet and still we find ourselves trapped in this matrix where we cannot tell the truth. Because you are in a Democratic-controlled state that if you tell the truth, it's where we can be kicked out of cannabis, we can be kicked out of gaming, and every black person continues to smile. So, when I saw this commercial, I was kind of like, this is pretty arrogant. And I think that, I do think this is a very arrogant commercial. But I do think it reaches a point that I want to talk about in a minute. And then I want to go into the Capitol Facts piece. Then I want to go into what does it look like? So I'm gonna draw a conversation. Don't after the Puerto Rico thing, I was done, but I'll let that go. So let me do this. Let me play the commercial. Riis, do like Puffy say, turn me up in my headphones, and I am going to play the commercial. All right, y'all ready? Let me turn the volume up. And I'm going to go from the beginning. Now, let me just tell you, this is also a trick of the devil, right? Because ordinarily, I mean, how you get this, you can't really come on the show. But I'm going to talk about it anyway, because this is, the biggest morning show in the city of Chicago. And I'm going to just play it. Ready? You like it? Here we go. Do I not have no volume?
You going to switch or your computer?
Computer. Let's come on back. Let me know when you're ready. Let me know when you're ready.
For 25 years, ABC7 political reporter Charles Thomas gave you the straight news. Now, he's giving you real talk on the governor's race.
Darren Bailey, I met the man. He's a family farmer. Somebody who understands what it's like to go to work every day. Somebody who's fair-minded. I can trust this guy. Yeah, a farmer from Southern Illinois. Yeah, a farmer from Southern Illinois.
For 25 years, ABC7 political reporter Charles Thomas gave you the straight news. Now, he's giving you real talk on the governor's race.
Darren Bailey, I met the man. He's a family farmer. Somebody who understands what it's like to go to work every day. Somebody who's fair-minded. I can trust this guy. Yeah, a farmer from Southern Illinois. Yeah, a farmer from Southern Illinois.
Okay, gotta ask you. What are your thoughts on the commercial, first of all? Give us a call, 872-259-7474. 872-259-7474. Riis, talk to me.
See nothing wrong with it. See the man just voicing his opinion. That's who he choose in the world today. When you can choose your political people, and just like the majority of the people that I know that I talk to, just tired of the Dems, man. So
let me ask a question: Is tired? Okay, so let me back up. Do we trust who are we supposed to trust? Charles, or are we supposed to trust Darren Bailey? And what about Darren Bailey is it that we trust? Now, I look at this commercial as anything. I look at the commercial as anybody but JB. Like, let me back up. I feel like Charles Thomas in this commercial took the leap, right? He took the physical leap of putting himself out there as a physical endorser of Darren Bailey. I don't know that I agree with I trust him. Like, I trust him, because I don't know that we should trust any politician. What have we heard from Darren Bailey as it relates to black people that makes us trust him? I trust him to do what? Like, I trust white people to be white. But, there you go, Andrew. I don't trust anyone. And so let's back up. So when I saw the commercial, taking my personal opinions out, it is no different to me than all of the other black people who we know, whether it's King Israel, whether it's our friends out on the west side, whether it's Mark, whether it's all of the people that are working, right? I don't see this endorsement as anything different than that, right? In that it is the articulation of black people's frustration with JB, with everything that we've seen in our face, right? We just played them all the other day on Monday, right? Like, just back to back to back to back to back. Like, here's what they really think about you. Like, you know, the dude, when he is not in front of a camera, don't feel no love for you the way that he has consistently said it. So I do think the commercial is pretty arrogant, right? But I also recognize that my training in life and because of my Pavlovian response automatically makes me say, sell out, Uncle Tom, blah, 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 let me back up. The Pavlovian response of black people in the Democratic Party is going to be, look at this sellout, look at this, blah, 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 look at this, Uncle Tom, look at ABC, blah, blah, blah. And as much as I would like to shred dude because of what he did to me personally, I think politically, it is what I've been talking about when I talk about these people who serve as the gatekeepers or as the black operatives telling the world that it's all good and that it's just the crazy mau-maus, right? It's easy to say it's just Mays, it's just Mark, it's just Paul, it's just them, it's the mad Negroes over there, right? And so what it does is add, and it does irritate me a little bit, but it is adding credibility to the growing momentum that we are fed up. What he did there was make the public break. Now, you know what happens as soon as a Negro starts to make some decisions, though, right? Right? So then the next thing that happens is the white media who you was a colleague with, and this is why y'all got to remember these people don't love you. Immediately, the white press jumps on the endorsement and then picks it apart, right? And they go and they discover, right, that he was paid $50,000 as a consultant for People Who Play by the Rules PAC, which is Dan Proft, who also has the Black Lady commercial about the abortions, who also has the Beverly Miles commercial, right? So somebody sees exploitable content, exploitable opportunity in the black neighborhood, in the black community. This is, what did Trump say? What do you got to lose? And so here what you see is a brother who's retired, who they can't really take nothing from. They can't really hurt him, taking the leap and jumping into the space. Now, I want you to go to Capitol Facts and read the content, because immediately when something like that happens, then they've got to destroy his credibility, right? So the first thing that they say is he got paid to do that, right? Hey, Riis, what black people, what is JB paying his black people to do?
Of all the African Americans I can think that are sort of like qualified and vetted, and people will say, "Oh, that's a pretty good pick." The one that is least offensive and maybe gets you the most because it gets you that Secretary of State appointment is Jesse West.
So I guess you're either least offensive or you getting paid off. I mean, if he's a consultant, then ain't nothing wrong with that. It's still his choice. So that they think that he only said that because he got paid or something.
Well, that's the thing, though. So this is one of these conundrums that I find myself in, where this has to be separated from the person. So here's my thing. What a black endorser of JB, how many? So, okay. What's the difference between Charles Thomas and Gator Bradley? Respectfully. Gator is probably JB's biggest endorser in the black community, like publicly, right? Gator shows up with a JB Pritzker sweatshirt and wears it everywhere and carries the flags and does all the stuff. And that is JB's flag bearer in the community, right? It's kind of like that. Here's what they think about you. Compared to, respectfully, Dan Proft going and getting a Charles Thomas type to articulate his messaging to black people. So what's supposed to happen right now, let me tell you what's supposed to happen. What's supposed to happen right now is black people are supposed to now, and we'll see it soon, stand up, call Charles Thomas Uncle Tom, call him uncredible, talk about he's a paid hack, blah, blah, blah. And so the attacks will come because they know that our Pavlovian response of black Democratic operatives is to attack dude. Even for me, right? Like my instinct would be like, oh, this nigga got paid $50,000 to take the endorsement. But I must tell you, he is articulating a simmering feeling. I don't know that the candidate can capitalize on it. Because when I asked him about the slavery stuff on Friday, I asked, he didn't have a really good answer. He didn't.
He said it was a lie.
Remember what we said? Man, stick with the lie all the way to the end. I learned that one from you. It wasn't me. But again, I just want to point out, like, how everybody will immediately be like, Corey Brooks, sellout, Hermine, sellout. Now y'all gonna put dude in as a sellout, even though you respected him before, because he clearly is articulating the same thing that we see. And I am suggesting that what I don't want to see us do, and I'm not trying to help dude at all. I really am not. But I don't want us to take away our leverage. And what that actually does is provide you with some leverage. Riis, I'm going to tell you to turn me up in my headphones, and I'm going to play some audio. And some video that I want y'all to check out. Because again, I think it's funny that we are all taught to ignore this.
You talked about the possibility of appointing Lisa to the Senate seat, but I don't know whether you were just speculating. I got a great idea for you, though.
Okay.
I'm sure you thought of this one, but Jesse White. Even though I know you guys aren't like, bosom buddies or anything, it covers you on the African American thing.
Correct.
He's totally, he's Senate material in a way that Emil Jones isn't, if I may say.
Okay.
He's just, I don't know how to say it exactly, but Emil's a little more crass.
Right.
And it opens up the Secretary of State spot, which is the key spot.
Right.
Controls jobs, et cetera. And it'd be a lot less pressure on you. You don't have to put an African American in that spot.
Correct.
And so you can pick an ally, or you can pick, Jay Hoffman, or whoever you might want to pick that would be helpful to you if you were running for re-election in 2010. And so that seems like, I know the Jesse White thing is like, it's not a perfect thing because he's not like your best friend, but it does cover you, and it doesn't get you Jesse Jackson Jr., which, oh God, please.
Listen to me.
It would be a nightmare. I hope you don't do that. But
man,
Valerie Jarrett, I guess, I don't know if she's really out of the running, but that I guess gets you, I don't know what with Obama, but I'm not sure what you get. Maybe I'm missing something. But if you're forced to put an African American in the spot, which my guess is, you're not forced to do anything, but my guess is a lot of pressure to do it. Of all the African Americans I can think that are sort of like qualified and vetted, and people will say, oh, that's a pretty good pick. The one that is least offensive and maybe gets you the most because it gets you that Secretary of State appointment is Jesse White.
You can argue he's got a lot in common with Obama. He's black and white. How stupid is that? Hey, no, he's a good. He'd be a legitimate pick.
I'm not pushing anybody.
No, I understand what you're saying. There makes perfect sense. Now, he has said he doesn't want it.
Yeah.
But not privately to me. I haven't talked to him about it, but he has said it publicly. That's one thing. If it's actually offered to you, what do you do?
Well, he would win re-election if he wanted to hold it, you know, I mean, just because he's kind of a popular figure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think that's right. Look, it's a good sentiment. You don't want to be Secretary of State, do you, JB?
Oh, I wasn't pushing for me for Secretary of State. I mean, I think I could probably do that job, but that's not, you know.
Holding.
Good.
Hey, how about this one? God, if I knew for sure I wasn't running again.
Yeah.
How about Reverend Wright?
Oh, my God. Still there.
Yeah. No, how about fucking sending Reverend Wright there? I bet you he'd take it.
Hilarious.
Huh? Would that be fucking funny?
Hilarious.
Oh, yeah. Right there on the Senate floor. It's not God bless America. God damn America.
God damn America.
When Barack was at Sunday school, I used to tell him.
I love it. That's funny.
Hold on. Turn me back up. Ooh, I'm bad.
We'll have to wait and see. I don't know who the nominee is going to be on the Republican side.
Are you going to vote for this president?
We'll have to wait and see. I don't know who the nominee is going to be on the Republican side. Look, I'm a Democrat.
Right.
And I think, and I tend to lean toward voting for the president. But, I think this is going to be a long campaign. We're going to learn a lot during this campaign. And ultimately, I think, as in every election, it's going to be a choice between two people and two parties that you're not 100% behind either one. You just have to pick sort of the best of a mediocre set of choices.
Riis, open up the phone lines. Give us a call, 872-259-7474. The other part that I think is always crazy is when you read the Capitol Facts comments. Right? Because then when you read the Capitol Facts comments of what the white people are saying about the black man, it'd be like, y'all do realize how racist y'all sound. And it's just like, so you could get paid $50,000 to wear a T-shirt and jump up and down and be like a cheerleader, right? But if you take $50,000 and endorse a white guy from downstate, even though we heard all that, we ain't supposed to hear none of that. We supposed to forget. But I can't say black people first. When you know what people are saying about you, it's like we don't really have an insult level. And it is hilarious to me that the white reporters immediately start to talk about, he wasn't nothing when he was a reporter. He was garbage. The lucrative life. Man, $50,000 meanwhile. But I want to know how much was it worth? Give us a call, 872-259-7474. What's up, Riis? Go to the live line. Caller, you there?
Hey, yeah, I'm here. Good morning, man. This is James.
What's up, James?
James Big Slim.
What's up, my brother?
What's going on, brother? You know what? I listened to that recording, and what's sad about all of this when it comes to politics and this whole political game. We especially we as black people, we are the problem. I hear brothers like Israel call in and Riis, talk about, well, I'm going to go to the Republican Party. I think I'm sick of the Democratic Party, and rightfully you should be. But ask yourself, what is the difference? Like, do you really think that what you're not getting from the Democratic Party, you're gonna get from the Republican Party? They're all the same. Let's get away from the party, the label. Let's deal with the mentality of who we're dealing with. They're both the same. They all have the same mentality when it comes to you, when it comes to black people. So they think because you're so frustrated. This gonna be the first time in my 41 years that on a general level that I would not be voting. I'm tired, man. I'm tired of being sick and tired, and I'm sick of the Democratic Party. I know the Republican Party, but there's no difference. The philosophy is different, but when it comes to black people, there is no difference. They have, mouthpiece that they are so coined to you know, and they'll put them in front of you to motivate you or to influence you for your vote. But you never benefit from it. Yeah, a few do. You got a few Negroes who will on both sides. But you as a whole, black people, you as a whole, you never benefit until we're like I said, we're like a battered woman in a relationship that makes excuses for the abuser. Constantly. We've been doing this shit for years, until black people step away. And I know this is hard, and I really don't see it happening because we're so conditioned to think that our problems will be solved through politics. It will never be solved through politics. But until we sit back and say, look, we're not going to vote at all. That's the only leverage you have. You have to walk away from the political system, period. Because you're not going to get anything from either side. And it's funny to hear people come on this radio station and talk about what this party ain't doing for us and what this party will do for us. Can neither one of them. You have your few do benefit, but as a whole,
James,
where you going? I mean, they're both the same.
Hey, James. So now, what is not voting? So what is not voting?
Excuse me?
So what is not voting going to do? This is a blue state, so it don't.
You know, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something about white folks. Other than money, they love power, and the Democratic Party. Only reason, especially in this state, the only reason they hold power is because of the black vote. If you take that away from them, they are nothing. And I guarantee you they will be knocking at your door with a pot of gold. As a whole. Because they know. Come on, bro. I mean, that's the Republicans had it for a while.
If we don't vote, what do you think the outcome is going to be? Just like hypothetically speaking.
It's going to be the same as it's been. We ain't going to get nothing. We haven't been getting nothing.
But
I guarantee you, hold on. I guarantee you when a Democratic Party see them numbers, black people only 10% of black people came out and vote. I guarantee you it'll be a different story next election to come around because they know we just set aside.
But did they still win? But like, if we don't vote, are they going to still win?
The Democratic Party, there's no, absolutely not.
So that's
they can't win without the black vote.
Why not slap them in the face even worse and vote Republican? Since you already know they're not going to win. If you're not going to have their vote, you know they're not going to win. So now we're going to slap them in the face.
Okay, you know what? I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. This is why I am not voting. That's exactly why I'm not voting.
Right. See, to me, I feel
because,
like
you know,
like there is no meaning. So here's the thing. Like you tell me, and this is the challenge that we got, right? It's what do you have to lose? But you tell me to jump over here because they ain't doing nothing, but you ain't waving nothing over here except for I'm not them. And my premise is we know what y'all talk about, period. I'm caught.
You know what?
Like,
I get.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, man. I understand what you're saying. But that mentality we have when it comes to the Democratic Party is just so, I mean, we're gone when it comes to the Democratic Party. And to say, well, let's go get to the Republican Party, let's do this, we're not going to do it. We're not going to do it.
Right.
The only it's just like a crackhead. It's just like a drug addict. You have to hit rock bottom.
Man, that's
only how we have to hit rock bottom, man. We have to stay away from the polls, period.
James, I appreciate your call. Let me play we got any more calls on the line? Hold on, Riis. Don't take the next call because I want to play this other commercial. I got it. You ready?
As retired military, the words duty and honor means everything to me. Those values mean nothing to Governor Pritzker, who tried to get me fired from my job as a nurse. People like me and you need to stand up to J.B. Pritzker, mafia politics. I'm a lifelong Democrat. I believe in serving others. We are less safe in our neighborhoods. Our tax burdens are up. Our job opportunities are down. We put Pritzker in office. He failed us.
Now, it's, we'll be mad, but nobody black really voted for Beverly Miles, right? The challenge that I feel like is the problem for us, Riis, is that this is another example of our pain and suffering being used. This is another example of our pain and suffering being used to benefit other people, right? So like J.B. Pritzker has leveraged us, and now we getting leveraged by our pain and suffering is being leveraged by Proft, right? And the people who play by the rules pack, because they know we salty about what's happening. And it's just, it's crazy to me.
You talked about the possibility of appointing Lisa to the Senate seat, but I don't know whether you were just speculating. I got a great idea for you, though.
Okay.
I'm sure you thought of this one, but Jesse White. Even though I know you guys aren't like, bosom buddies or anything, it covers you on the African American thing.
Correct.
He's totally, he's Senate material in a way that Emil Jones isn't, if I may say.
Okay.
He's just, I don't know how to say it exactly, but Emil's a little more crass.
Right.
And it opens up the Secretary of State spot, which is the key spot,
right?
Controls jobs, et cetera, and it'd be a lot less pressure on you. You don't have to put an African American in that spot.
Correct.
And so you can pick an ally, or you can pick, I don't know, Jay Hoffman, or I don't know, whoever you might want to pick that would be helpful to you if you were running for re-election in 2010. And so that seems like. I know the Jesse White thing is like, it's not a perfect thing because he's not like your best friend, but it does cover you, and it doesn't get you Jesse Jackson Jr., which, oh God, please.
Listen to me.
It would be a nightmare. I hope you don't do that. But
man.
Valerie Jarrett, I guess, I don't know if she's really out of the running, but that I guess gets you, I don't know what with Obama, but I'm not sure what you get. Maybe I'm missing something. But if you're forced to put an African American in the spot, which my guess is, you're not forced to do anything, but my guess is a lot of pressure to do it. Of all the African Americans I can think that are sort of like qualified and vetted, and people will say, oh, that's a pretty good pick. The one that is least offensive and maybe gets you the most because it gets you that Secretary of State appointment is Jesse White.
You can argue he's got a lot in common with Obama. He's black and white. How stupid is that? Hey, no, he'd be a legitimate pick.
I'm not pushing anybody.
No, I understand. What you're saying there makes perfect sense. Now, he has said he doesn't want it.
Yeah.
But not privately to me. I haven't talked to him about it, but he has said it publicly. Uh-huh. That's one thing. If it's actually offered to you, what do you do?
Well, he would win re-election if he wanted to hold it. Just because he's kind of probably do that job, but that's not. But good.
Hey, how about this one? God, if I knew for sure I wasn't running again.
Yeah.
How about Reverend Wright?
Oh my God.
Yeah. No, how about fucking setting Reverend Wright there? I bet you he'd take it.
Hilarious.
Huh? That'd be fucking funny.
Hilarious.
Oh, yeah. Right there on the Senate floor. It's not God bless America. God damn America.
God damn America.
When Barack was at Sunday school, I used to tell him.
I love it. That's funny.
Fried chicken and biscuit eating, monkey ate baboon, big thigh, fast running.
You talked about the possibility of appointing Lisa to
basketball dunking, Titsoon spade.
I got a great idea for you, though. I'm sure you thought of this one, but Jesse White. Even though I know you guys are like some buddies or anything, it covers you on the African American.
Does that mean is that you?
He's totally.
Hey, but it was right on cue, like right when he was talking,
in a way that Emil
like
Jones
he was
isn't, if I may say.
Okay.
He's just, I don't know how to say it exactly, but emo's a little more crass.
Right.
So, Riis, let's go to the live line. Call you on the Maze Jackson Show. What? Y'all give me a call, 872-259-7474. I mean, so I'm going to tell you. So if I take the personality out of it, right? The person, and really deal with the substance. Like, how is it? We got 5 callers? Okay, so we're going to take the calls. But I want to understand, like, because then you go to capital facts, right? And then the instant, so first I see Dan Mihalopoulos, right? Like the white guys always have this holier than thou kind of condescension on black folks when they take money. Mind you, ain't nobody talk. And I got to tell you, white reporters leave the game and then go to be consultants for campaigns and get paid. White reporters write biased stories against black people and then manage their, how do you say it, then they take their wokeness and pretend like they are our allies. And it's just crazy to me. So look, I think the commercial is arrogant as hell. I really do. I think, like, really? I don't know that we tell our people to trust anybody, right? But I do think that there is a message like, fam, somewhere in this world, everybody ain't gonna keep always being like, okay, it's all good. Like, did y'all hear the tapes? And it's like, what? And you got no cannabis. You got no gaming. They built hospitals and we got none. They built a $19 million hospital and Roseland couldn't get no remdesivir. Caller, you're on the Maze Jackson Show. Then after I take this call, I'm going to the bathroom. We're going to take all the calls on the line. Give us a call, 872-259-7474. What's up, caller?
Yeah. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, hey, how you doing?
All right.
Yeah. I do know with Charles Thomas, that was why I started listening to you in the beginning, because of him, Charles Thomas, because he did, in my mind, have some
credibility. I think he helped a lot in the beginning in adding credibility, without a doubt. No doubt.
Right. I don't like, unfortunately, I guess what happened, that with y'all was unfortunate. But however, it still doesn't take away how I feel about him and his opinion to, speak up. I like the guy, Charles Thomas. Listen to the commercial, I can't YouTube, because if you listen to it on the radio, you can't see. But it sounded pretty good, actually. One from off the cuff. It ain't as good as the commercial he had with that lady. They dragging that girl out there in the street. But
the dragging the commercial dragging what girl out the street?
The one there barely took with that the girl up the Rogers Park got dragged.
Okay, I got you.
That commercial is the top, because my wife, she was like, "Oh my God!" But anyway, Charles Thomas, like I said, he got credibility still. Now I know you know, but you're gonna have them people who are under the slave mentality where you can't think for yourself, and they gonna call him whatever they if you want to be ignorant, whatever, be ignorant. However, I mean, the Democratic Party has been useless. They done obviously railroad the black community for years, especially on the union side. On construction, from the city, with the police union, the fire department, all of them for 30 plus years, 35 years. It is a left. And then, you keep holding on to these fools. And like Trump said before, you ain't got nothing to lose anyway at this point. Because if the brother was going to put up, he would have put up on that cannabis, he would have put up on that game and gave. You got a bag for crumbs and you can't even get crumbs hardly from these jokers. but they still want you to be loyal to a party. You know, screw the party. They've been screwing you.
100%. 100%. It's like, again, and this is how they jam you, right? So the instinct of us, because we've been bred to fight each other, right? The instinct is I was going to wake up this morning and start cursing dude out, calling him out, saying you a sellout, your Uncle Tom, throw out all the bad stuff. But the reality is, it's like somebody has to say it and somebody has to move out of the space. So I just think, go ahead.
He's not a sellout because Dorothy Tillman, Dorothy Tillman, she speaks off that same. She's on the same that we've been had taken, and they not really. I guess they probably do treat bad of her, but she ain't the only black person that's saying that we've been bamboozled in the sort of sense. No, she speaks differently with her.
I think a lot of us.
So he I mean, you know, either either people gonna man up and say it. I mean, that tape, like you said, that tape he is who he is. And he didn't help. Oh my God! I mean, this dude JB is a billionaire. He could care less. It don't seem like. I mean, he cares about power. That's clear. He cares about power, and he got his tokens. I mean, he does his token. He's good at getting tokens. I mean, he talked about the token on the phone with the past governor, Ron. I mean, he's a token man. He knows how to do tokens. He's been at this game. They actually, because you had played that Gus Savage stuff. They said, I don't know if it's true now. JB was part of that team that Jewish network that got rid of Gus Savage. He's been in this game a long time. He's been behind the scenes a long time.
So thank you. I'm gonna take that call right there. Thank you. Let me say this. I mean, here's my thought. My thought is, if you ain't with it, then be quiet. Remember when I was telling y'all about the Republican dude that came on the station? I'm not endorsing a Republican. But as long as they know that you will eat your own, that you will curse everybody out, that you will attack me who is here for you every single day, knowing, like, again, I do. My point is this. There are two things. What's the difference between Charles Thomas and Gator Bradley? And if you don't got a problem with Gator Bradley, then you shouldn't have a problem with Charles Thomas as it relates to this endorsement. But will we have a Pavlovian response? Look, the Pavlovian response is for us to jump up and down and pit each other against each other and be mad, when the fact of the matter is, we know what they think about you. Now, I don't trust nobody. But I gotta tell you that there's nothing, Riis, that when I listen to that clip, all I hear is this, man.
You gold teeth, gold chain wearing, fried chicken and biscuit eating, monkey ate baboon, big thigh, fast running, high jumping, spear chucking, 360-degree basketball dunking, titsoon, spade, mullignan. Take your fucking pizza and go the fuck back to Africa.
It's the Maze Jackson Show. We're going to take a quick break. I'm going to take all calls on the line. When we come back, it's the Maze Jackson Show. We'll be back, I guess.
Maze Jackson.
Uh-oh, what's in it for the black people? I want to know, is there an offensive black people list? Who manages it, and do black people have to honor it?
Maze. You're Uncle Tom. That's why you're an offensive. And the reason why you're Uncle Tom is the real story of Uncle Tom. How he worked for his freedom, and then the slave master reneged on him and wouldn't let him get his freedom. So you know what he did? He left. You're messing with the church's money. You were smart enough to work your way off, so you offended the white folks, and then you offended the black folks because your ass left, and because they wouldn't. And who manages the left is both black folks and white folks, because if you see in that situation, the black folks is just as mad as the white slave owner that Uncle Tom left.
What happens if you say that and someone gets offended?
You ran off the plantation, brother. That's why you're offensive. That's all I got, bro. Keep being offensive.
Thank you.
Riis Jackson.
Today, the Biden administration is releasing what it calls a new strategy to fight domestic terrorism. Following a 100-day review, federal officials are now laying out a new plan hoping to deter, detect, and prosecute domestic terror.
To the Capitol, waving their flags and looking for smoke. He was out there looking for justice. They was over there looking for votes. Ashley Babbitt was with him and told all the people that nothing could stop us. She climbed through the Capitol window, breaching security, and caught a shot, bro. The media say she a veteran. They paint the picture to make her look greater, but she disrespected the same country that she served. That makes her a traitor. They was fighting police, resisting arrest. On God, I couldn't believe it. I guess blue lives only tend to really matter when it's convenient. Hey, these are the times we witness in history, all because they didn't get a victory. United States is so contradictory. We get equal rights, that's a mystery. Politicians, they more like magicians. You know they got tricks up their sleeve. Point out the flaws that's up in this country. You know they gon' tell us to leave. Somebody try to help me understand it. Always seems like a double standard. They be out here leaving us empty-handed to certain rights we are not granted. The media is the culprit when it comes to the comparison. Cause when it comes to race, they always changing up the narrative. It's terrorism. They say you a patriot, call you a hero. I call it terrorism. And that's on the real. You know what we know. I say it's terrorism. They say you a patriot, call you a hero. I call it terrorism. And that's on the real. You know what we know. I say it's terrorism. They say you a patriot, call you a hero. I call it terrorism. And that's on the real. You know what we know. I say it's terrorism. They say you a patriot, call you a hero. I call it terrorism. We still out here trying to get our reparations.
Back to the Mays Jackson Show. You are listening to the most dangerous show. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Mays Jackson. Mays Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
For Ruthie Moore, for Todd Stroger, I am the host of the Mays Jackson Show, asking every single day, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them Mays said, Mayor Lightfoot, man, we ain't accepting that. We ain't accepting that. Let's go. Yeah. Let's get down to business and go ahead and address the facts, man. Lightfoot seems more lesbian than black. Rahm Emanuel's another case. He was just as tired. 50 closed schools left much to be desired. Police had Anjanette naked on their body cam. They suppressed the footage so it couldn't touch a lot of hands. Reminds me of that 16 shots in that cover-up. Both of them similar, so I went and dug it up. George Floyd killed, a lot of riots happened in the town. Southside burned and they wouldn't let them bridges down. Grandmother sick, need a prescription and plus a couple groceries. You gon' have to travel just to get it now. COVID-19 out here shutting all the business down. Not enough SBA loans to even give around. So many failed businesses that you could put them in the pile. If you don't survive the pandemic, it's gon' sit you down. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Shout out to Willie Wilson, hope one day you get to Senate. We need some different players in the game to handle business. Too many shady characters like Madigan and Blige. But when you really break it down, it's typical Chicago. City full of gangsters, it's what the land was built on. Same streets with hood legends, DNA get spilled on. Carjackers out here lurking, trying to get they steal on. Looking for a block to put them Hellcat wheels on. Let us give bogus appraisals a red line. Car crackers out here getting minimal fair time. And I'm concealed carry, I stay with the pipe. But Illinois gun laws giving minimal rights. Stay up on the swivel, make sure I'm moving tight. Check all of my mirrors when I pull up to the light. Pick my homie up from out of town, man, he caught a flight. He was hella nervous, told him, shorty, this is a way of life. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's
what's in it for us black folks.
Wake up, Chicago. Wake up, world. This is the Maze Jackson Show. It's funny. You know, Juan, not De Juan, but Juan Martinez. Hey, yo, Juan. See, this be my thing, right? This is the epitome of. So, this is the epitome of what have you got to lose? So, what's Darren Bailey's black ad buy? That's would be my first thing, right? What's his ad buy?
What you mean by like where he put his money at? Mm-hmm. I mean, he put his money somewhere. Like if he came here and gave us some money to run his ad, $100,000, I'm sure, you know, I would know.
What?
You would what?
I would run his ad,
and they would say you would sell out. So it's like
no. I don't really. So here's my thing, and this is what's so funny to me. We will prove ourselves away. I don't need you to prove away. Let me tell you what. I'm a sellout right now for having this conversation. And this is the thing that I don't like. I don't like the people to be trying to play me like I'm stupid, right? So here's what's happening right now. So today is Earned Media Day. Do y'all understand the difference between earned media and paid media? Do y'all understand that? Because that's a strategy. So this is, whether this commercial goes on 300 TV stations or not, this conversation has made it permeate further than it's gotten anywhere else in the black community, right? I've given this issue an attention that, again, there is a quantifiable dollar amount. So what I say is, if I pay for this person is newsworthy enough in the black community that I don't have to advertise. So what I'm going to tell you is, today, this is Maze Jackson saying I'm going to go ahead and give this conversation the earned media because I think it needs to happen. But, like, don't call me and tell me you ain't got, if you ain't advertising with nobody black, you want to call and talk. But if you in charge and you tell them where the black media is, you know where the black people are. You know where they ain't this morning. And so it's like, put it on the D2s. Everybody got a free game plan. You called me a sellout when I got sold. And I have an advertising vehicle. So if your list don't say that in Chicago, these are the black media outlets that we need to be in East St. Louis, these are in Peoria and Champaign, then you doing the same thing. Now, I want to know what JB is spending with the black folks. Right? But only having, because we know we have trained Negroes who will be the first people to run, just like the people with on Capitol Facts trying to research this man's life now. He took $50,000. Did anybody talk about any of the other reporters that leave or got fired and are now working behind the scenes on political campaigns? No, we're not going to talk about that. But I'm also a realist, and I know I've been cooked for the last, sitting around with all these people telling me, yeah, say it, go do it. Yup, you do it. And then they watch while I die on the front line. Kiss my ass. Go ahead, caller, you on the Maze Jackson Show. Caller?
Talking to me?
Go ahead, caller.
Talking to me?
Who is
Hello?
this? Hello, caller, you on the Maze? Who is me? I don't know who this is. Who is this?
This is Charles Maze.
What's up?
This is Charles Thomas.
Great. What's going on?
You recognize me? Hey, I heard my name was mentioned in this current firestorm surrounding my working for the people who play by the rules PAC. And I thought maybe you'd want to talk about it to the person who is actually being talked about. But can I say something first?
You got the
Can I say something?
mic. Go ahead.
Very good, my friend. Look, man, if you remember
our relationship when it started, when it began, I came to you because I regarded you as the expert on Illinois politics that could give me, as a reporter, a fresh perspective on what was going on, because you had been inside the game. I had not. I only watched it as a reporter. So you were profiled in my pieces as the expert, and that's how I came to know you. Now, we formed an alliance at that point, but I thought that at that point, and I believe, and I still believe, I knew more about media than you did. And it was a wonderful collaboration that we had going at WVON when we worked there together. Now, how it came apart, I don't want to get into all that because I don't think it's important.
I do have the email. But I got the email, but go ahead.
Yeah, and I thought that this would be a good time for me to explain live what I'm doing right now. I know that they make a big deal out of the $50,000. I knew that was going to happen. That's why I attached my name, because I could have gone under a corporate name as a consultant. But I chose to put my name there because I want people to know that it's me. And my point in doing what I'm doing now is to break black folks away from this I don't know, this wholly Democratic Party, that we have to make a decision. And I think now is the time to make it, that we cannot allow someone who openly abuses black folks the way J.B. Pritzker has and continues to abuse us to make a statement in this election, in this November 8th election. And that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. I've been working as a consultant for the last 3 to 5 years. Had some fairly high-profile clients that I don't really necessarily want to get into here, but this is the first campaign for which I've ever worked, even though it's for the PAC. It's not for the campaign itself. But I am openly supporting a candidate because, you know, as I guess it was Richard J. Daley once said, you can't beat somebody with nobody. And Darren Bailey is a person who I have vetted personally, who, you know, as far as black folks are concerned at this point, he has maybe not done anything for us in his representation of people in deep southern Illinois. But to me, having talked to the man several times and talked about life and philosophy and everything else that he could talk about with me, I find him, you know, an honest, straightforward guy. He's a farmer from southern Illinois. And he doesn't have anything particular that he can point to that he's done for black folks, because he basically doesn't represent any. He basically is, he's a school board member who was only in the legislature for about 3 years before, well, actually, this will be his 4th year in the legislature, but he really was a school board member for 17 years in southern Illinois. And then he and his wife opened a Christian school down in Clay County, Illinois, and that's pretty much how he made his bones to become a state representative and then a state senator from representing his whole area. Now, they call him an extremist. Man, this guy doesn't belong to any kind of Klan or Nazis or Oath Keepers or Proud Boys or anything like that. He's a school board member and a farmer. His father was a farmer. He's a farmer. His sons are farmers. Yeah, the family owns about 30,000 acres of land down there, but WBEZ Radio did a story on his tax returns. I think he made $200,000 a year or thereabouts. Man, $200,000 a year in Clay County, Illinois, man, that makes you rich. You're rich down there, but, man, he couldn't afford a garage on J.B. Pritzker's block in the Gold Coast. You know, the guy is not rich. He's a regular guy. That's what he is. I trust him to make decisions about the state more so than I trust somebody like J.B. Pritzker, who is the ultimate double-crosser, the ultimate liar. He misrepresents himself in those tapes that you've been playing this morning in his conversations with Blagojevich. But I go back to Gus Savage with the Pritzkers. I go back there when he sent money to Mel Reynolds to defeat Gus Savage, who was a true black champion, both as a journalist, then as a congressman. And Pritzker's family was part of the group that blew up Gus Savage in favor of somebody like Mel Reynolds. That's when the Pritzkers started. That's where they're rooted right now. So and believe me, there are other black people working with me. So when they say I got $50,000, you know, I got to pay people. You're a businessman. You understand that. I got to pay people who help me do what I do. So I have no shame. I'm like David Axelrod, right? David Axelrod was a reporter, remember, before he became a political consultant. That's my game. That's what I do. So I don't worry about that at all. And when I see these jokers trying to assault me professionally because I get paid by the PAC, well, I do things for the PAC that require me to get paid. You understand that game, certainly. I mean, you understand it better than me because you've been at that game. You've done that, been there, done that. For me, this is new territory. But at any rate, that's what this is about. This is about black people making a statement that we are no longer going to be taken for granted, disrespected by people like J.B. Pritzker and the other Democrats in Chicago and Cook County. That's what this is about. That's why I'm getting off the landing craft first to hit the beach. That's what this is about. I'm an older guy. I've been there, done that. I really don't need the money, but yeah, this is what this is about. We cannot let this go on one more cycle. We've got to make a statement. We can do it in the governor's race. If you don't want to vote for Darren Bailey, just don't vote for J.B. Pritzker. That's what I'm saying to you. We cannot be disrespected like this. We can't have jokers like Joe Biden sit there and tell us, well, if you don't vote for me, then you ain't black. Oh, come on. Come on, man. You think I'm stupid? One thing I ain't, man, is that stupid. That kind of thing enrages me. When I hear white Democrats say that kind of stuff, and I see these black Democrats that don't say anything. They don't say anything about any of this. They are hiding like roaches right now. They're hiding like roaches because I'm not the only one. You're going to see some stuff show up on the street. You're going to see stuff on the street in a few weeks that's going to open eyes. And why am I working with Dan Proft and his PAC? Because they finally realized that we have a common interest here. It's a common interest that if they want to get Darren Bailey elected, and I want to get these Democrats to understand who we are as a political force, then we have a common interest. They want Darren Bailey elected. I want black people separated from this Democratic Party. And I'm not saying that the Democrats don't have a shot with black people, but they cannot continue to deceive us. They can't do it. And we're not going to let them do it anymore. And that's what this is about. That's what I am doing primarily. Now, Darren Bailey, I can handle. He's a good person. He's a Christian man. And I appreciate that because I try to be the best Christian I can be. I know I trust him. And it has more to do, I think, with our common beliefs about life and philosophy than anything he's ever done, because he hasn't done anything. He hasn't been around any black folks. But he's learning. He's coming downtown. He's living downtown. I mean, which I'm sure his campaign is paying for. But this J.B. Pritzker and this outright lying to people and taking us for granted and disrespecting us has got to stop. I just wanted to say that.
All right. That is Charles Thomas. He is a consultant for Darren Bailey, for the people who play by the rules pack. You just saw his video. Thanks for calling. We appreciate your call. I maintain that there is no difference between what Charles Thomas does and what Gator does. I think there's a different style, but I don't know. Is Gator on the line? They said he was trying to reach out. Gator, if you're on the line, you're more than welcome to call. You're welcome to speak. Give us a call, 872-259-7474. The game of political consulting. Man, how much does an endorsement cost? What's up, Gator? How you feeling, man?
Hey, man, you the man.
What's up, bro?
For your listening audience, sometimes me and Maze get folks and people mixed up, but that's a private joke between us.
Hey,
but
I bet you got that number right. 872-259-7474. Now, if it was 555, you'd be like, look, you got right through with the 7474. What's up, Gator? How you feeling, man?
Right. Hey, man, first of all, man, one thing I love about you, you do what you got to do to make people aware that you got a right to do what you do. You know what I mean? And Charles got a right to do what he do. But when I see Charles and Paul and the other brothers, after I saw that movie, Get Out, all I can say to them brothers is get out. Because if you think Bailey is better than J.B. Prescott, you got a right to feel that way. But I'm telling all the voters, don't listen to that. Because the truth being this, I'm hearing this man talking about suppress black votes by telling people if you don't want to vote for Bailey, just don't vote. Okay? Blacks have died for the right to vote. And we're about to lose that right because of Republicans. Okay? And I'll put it this way, not just Republicans. The Trump influence Republicans. You know what I mean? So for him to, and the reason I'm saying this, I know Brother Charles, okay? He's the same one that had a problem with Gator earning an honest check. You know what I mean? So for him to just, everybody know that guy Dan Post or whatever his name is, don't care nothing about black people, period. Okay? Let's get that straight. All right? When I see my brother that's a Hebrew with his arms around Bailey and his 6-point star shining, knowing that Bailey don't care nothing about Jews or blacks for real. Okay? So all that I can say is this. He got a right to do what he do. But I'm telling the people, vote for J.B. Prescott. Vote for Lassinger Nunes, the Secretary of State. Not that he's a purebred guy. You know what I mean? But because he was better than the woman that was committing a crime while she was in the office as a clerk. And I saw a conviction coming out of that, how she got elected for the Democratic Party. So I'm just telling people, come out and vote for whoever you want to vote. Black people, come out and vote because they paying attention to people vote, not so much who they voting for, but that they vote. So come out and vote. Don't let nobody try to tell you don't come out and vote.
So, Gabe,
you know what I mean?
I'm with you.
Yeah.
I'm with you. Tell me. So Charles exposed out how much he got paid. How much is you're a consultant as well? I know it's probably on the D2s. What is JB?
Hey man, it'd be hard for me to get $5,000 a month. So if he got $50,000 right off the bat, I say that's more power to him. But look at what the white consultants are getting. Okay, so if he gets $50,000, that ain't nothing compared to what the white consultants get.
Who the black consultants for JB? Who the black consultants for JB? What they get?
Man, hey man, the only one that I pay attention to is what I'm getting.
Okay.
You know, I don't get in the business of trying to figure out what the other person gets.
Is it an annual
you know what
contract?
I mean? Get what you get.
Is
get
it
what
annual?
you can.
Is it? Have you been with him the whole? Has he kept you on the whole 4 years, JB?
Whole 4 years? No, because I didn't get no contract for the whole 4 years. He wasn't campaigning for the whole 4 years. Okay, I just got in for the election part, and I've been getting paid since he started the campaign, and I'm getting paid all the way till November, and then I go to the next candidate. Well, let me make this perfectly clear since you asked that question. I'm under contract to help Lori.
Oh, so you gonna flop? You gonna switch the You gonna switch the sweatshirt? You gonna be on Lori? You on Team Lori too? What does JB say about that? Is JB supporting Lori?
Let me share this with you.
Okay.
Like JB said, he's paying attention to this election. Now, after he win this election, I feel, and this is my opinion and belief, out of all the candidates running, he's going to make a conscious choice to go with the one that got the experience of being a mayor.
That's interesting. All right. Well, Gator, I'll tell you, I appreciate you calling in. We done had some action this morning. We had Gator Bradley, the black rep for J.B. Pritzker. We had Charles Thomas, the black rep for Darren Bailey. Look, y'all, I asked y'all who are the black operatives, so now we got to start asking what they doing. I'm curious to know, both of those operatives, what's y'all black ad buy budget, right? And do y'all tell that to the white people? Look, it's the Maze Jackson Show. We got more callers, Riis? Anybody on the line? Call you on the Maze Jackson Show. What's up?
Yo, what's going on, bro? What's up, family? Bro, that was truly heartbreaking, dog. I get it. I understand it. One thing that I really, really appreciated one thing that I appreciate from my political mentor is we don't take no money, bro. And that truly now really has me very confident in how I see the game, bro. I'm not trading in a master for another master. I can read, I can count, I can listen, I can see. So, you know, you talk about who do I trust? I trust us, bro. And it was a brother that called in, the first caller. Hey, bro, it's a place for you, dog. Your place is with us. We feel how you feel, and we are building. And we building it the right way. We building it for us. It's people that care about that, and it's people that fight that with valor. And that's who we do this for. And lastly, if there's any community groups that would like to have BP1 co-host to facilitate aldermanic forums, town halls, please reach out. You know, we're about coalition building. We black first, man. So that's what we on, dog. And hey, man, them people gonna do what they gonna do, but that's heartbreaking, bro. It is. Now I see why this stuff is like this is. So y'all do y'all, and we gonna do what we need to do the right way. And thank God I can read and I can count. So see y'all at the spot on Saturday, and tell them people to come through. If y'all gonna be the proxy for them people, they need to talk to us directly.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it, man. I'm out, bro.
That's my man, Devo Gordine. So can I say something? And I want to correct Devin just a little bit. It's nothing wrong with getting paid to be a consultant. I think you have to accept that, though. Like, you cannot get mad at people in politics for taking money for being political. The challenge is when they don't tell you that they're being political and they take the money. So I feel like it was smart of Charles to post that he's getting the money, and I think it's important to be able to say I spent and hired a black consultant. I do think it is no different than being David Axelrod. Every white boy gets to leave the press and turn themselves into a media mogul, and the black people again find ourselves with nothing on the back end. So I'm not mad. Like, again, if I can get the personal out of this, I don't think that what he did was wrong. And it pisses me off to go read that the white folks are now, like, all these white consultants and all these white lobbyists and all these white PR people who are on Capitol Facts being super self-righteous, talking about what kind of media man is he. How many stories do you take that you hook up people with, that you do your thing with? These white reporters and these white folks be like, black people can't eat. And so, and then if you gotta eat, you gotta wear a sweatshirt. You can't show up with the tie and the suit and be respected at the table. You got to be on the outside. Look, man, and $5K a month. Let me just be honest with y'all. That y'all acting like that, if that's 5 months over 6 months, if that's $5,000 a month over 12 years, that's $60,000 a year to wear a t-shirt and be in all the spaces, fam. I can't knock nobody for that. I'm just saying you don't get the same, if you working, you don't get the same price or the same relationship because we know you got an ulterior motive. That's all. I'm not mad at anybody for getting paid, and I think that's the challenge. It's like, if you're going to get paid, you have to disclose. That's why you always hear me say, full disclosure, I worked with blah, blah, blah. Now, I ain't even go there. Anyway, some more callers. Caller, you on the Maze Jackson Show. What's up? Caller, you there? Anybody on the line? Caller, what's up?
Shalom, shalom, shalom. I got the king got a speech.
What up, Israel? How you feeling, man?
A lot to unpack here, but I've been around Bailey a long time. I ain't saw no Hebrews around him with no 6-point stars around his neck. So I don't know who that gentleman talking about, but I'm looking for him. So it's a lot to unpack. Devin, Riis, interested, man. I hope I don't mislead you, youth. So Bailey, and they be talking about the two devils or something. The devil. All I'm gonna try to say is, man, hey, disclaimer, please.
Hey, the thoughts and opinions of the callers are those of them and themselves, their own. They are not the opinions of the Maze Jackson Show. This is the Maze Jackson Show, where we ask that you respect all listeners and all people, because we love everybody. King Israel, the phone is yours.
Yes, I spent a lot of valuable time out there in Black Wall Street with Mark Allen, may he rest in peace. And he was a young Democrat, and people in the class, one of them was Walter Burnett, because he wasn't an alderman then. A gentleman named J.B. Pritzker was in the class. Two other people, probably even your wife, I'm not sure.
No, she wasn't.
But they were young Democrats, whatever the hell that is. The Pritzkers, the disclaimer for this, my mom told me, hey, may she rest in peace, Jews run the world, and they let white people run around in it. And I just heard that call. I heard the call. That was he was talking. And Blago, the Democratic or Trumpet Catholic, whatever his Yugoslavian stuff is, that was you controlling the European, laughing about these Sambo-ass Negroes, white Jesse and them. And Reverend Barack Obama's pastor, the one who married Barack Obama and his wife. See, like I told you, I've been quiet for a long time. I've been watching. I ain't gonna say everything. I've been watching it. Been on the streets 50 years, doing politics 41. For the record, I think that was the brother named James. I think I haven't heard him say my name, Devin. And you said, the other gentleman refused to you say my name for some strange reason, and I'm gonna refuse to say here. As far as voting, I'm a write-in candidate. We gotta go. People die for voting. Write-in a mother flower. I'm writing Hal Baskin or Ned Turner. Get the fuck out, man. Shalom.
All right, it's the Maze Jackson Show. Anybody on the line? Caller, you on the Maze Jackson Show. What's up? No? That's it? No callers? Call you on the Maze Jackson
Hello,
Show.
Maze?
Yes.
Yeah. What's going on? This Hassan, man.
What's up,
man? Your
Hassan?
show is always on. Man, you got it. Your show is always on point. It's always on fire. The thing that I try to understand is we have the solution to all our problems. We do. We really do. We all make excuses. I mean, I tell you, I work a lot. I should be down there taking a day off to come down Saturday to do whatever needs to be done. Dr. Claude Anderson said, plain and simple, the willingness to ask will carry the heaviest load. We saw what JB thinks of us. We see what he thinks of us. He's demonstrating that through everything. You've been pointing that out for all year, talking about the cannabis just to say the thing that is gaming. He's been saying it, and he's been ignoring us. That's the same thing as I guarantee you, if you or anybody was to go and criticize any group, that group will not parade you around saying, hey, we're going to give him a chance. They wouldn't do that. But unfortunately, we doing that. Me personally, I am no longer, I didn't vote for Biden, I voted for Trump. I didn't vote for JB, I'm voting for Bailey. And I found out who Bailey was because he came and helped, he was trying to help promote the stopping of the red light cameras with Mark Wallace and a 10 by 10. JB showing us why continue to vote for him, and he's showing you who he is. I guarantee you, if I slap you or come to your house and treat it like crap, I guarantee you, you're not going to allow me in your house again. It's the same thing with JB. So I don't care about they say vote for the lesser of two evils. I don't want no evils at all. So you hold your vote. That means either JB or Darren going to get it. I'd rather have Bailey or a so-called nobody get the vote. Keep up the good work, man. I continue to watch you from afar, and you're doing good. I'm watching on YouTube every day. Like now, I'm watching on YouTube. I'm no longer on Facebook. I'm going to continue to watch it, continue to support it, and keep up the great work. Peace and blessings, brother.
Thank you, Hassan. I appreciate you. That's Hassan El Amin. Look, y'all, it's the Maze Jackson Show. Give us a call, 872-259-7474. What's up, caller?
How you doing there, young fella?
Hello, this Patrick. What's up, Patrick? How you feeling this morning, man?
I'm doing about the same. You know, over the years, I've on a real small scale, nothing like you guys do, but I've gotten paid for not consulting, but out there canvassing and talking up candidates and all. And it's like, as far as Chris is concerned, I told you early on that he wasn't getting my votes because of the way he handled the pandemic, supplying medical supplies and all. I got pissed off because he refused to do business with Willie Wilson. And then subsequent to that, now, he's did all his own thing with gaming and cannabis and all this. So over the years, I never considered myself what you would call a true Democrat. I've more or less been an independent. Because I voted, a split ticket on numerous occasions. It's just that the present Republican Party as it's constituted, I can't bring myself to vote for it. Because, they're more like the Democrats of 1940, who I wouldn't vote for then either, but I wasn't able to vote it. I was too young. But I'm not, I don't agree that I would go to the Republican Party just to show the Democrats something, because they're all white. So, and believe me, what they will coalesce against us. The Republicans and Democrats will get together if they see we present them as a threat. And they're already doing it, we seem to just realize it. So, everybody has their own opinion, and they can do it the way they want to do it. I'm not going to not vote. I'm just not voting to head of the ticket. Down the, they can, there are the people on the down at the bottom of the ticket who can get my vote. But I'm leaving the governor's race up to the white folks. Let them fight that out. But the previous caller said something I remember. Claude Anderson has told us how to do this.
I mean,
we got to look inward. Stop building our thing from the economically, politically, educationally. And we unfortunately, we don't have a Moses.
I gotta stop
you
right
ain't got
there.
That 40 years.
I gotta stop you right there, Patrick, because I'm about to run out of time and I gotta get these calls in. I think the search for a Moses is probably got to be for a younger person. Is because I don't know that we've been trained, even with my own mind, right? Like, I literally had to fight everything that I had yesterday and today than to not be like instinctually like that's a sellout move, right? Even though that's the same thing that I feel. But because I have personal and all types of stuff, white folks are able to play on all of that. No permanent friends, no permanent enemies. Caller, you on the Maze Jackson Show. What's up?
Maze.
James.
How you doing?
Hey, man.
with a tangle where we weave.
Lord, when first practice to deceive. What's up, James?
When they say politics make strange, they ain't lying when they say politics make strange bedfellows, bro. This is
I
crazy.
woke up like, who am I next to? Who are we next to? Jesus Christ.
And now I understand why Wakanda stayed hidden, bro.
Negroes will mess up Wakanda if you let them. Nah, you know what? It's the Maze Jackson Show. Anybody else? Is any other calls on the line? All right, y'all. Talk about a morning show.
I thought it was good.
I did too. It took everything I had not to post the email. It really did.
You gotta let sometimes.
That's what y'all. This is the problem. We let everything go, and then everybody be like,
Is he black?
Huh?
Is he black?
That's who I get done by the most by black people.
Said he got no black enemies, so
Yeah, but I ain't got no enemies, but I ain't forgot. I didn't say I lost. I got amnesia.
Yeah, but you got it.
It's always because it wasn't you.
I thought
because it wasn't you.
I have a lot of stuff that happened.
When somebody be like, you need to fire him today, in writing, right? You be kind of like, wait, dog. Huh?
And look where the Lord got you now, man. You feel me? Put you and he put you in a better position.
And look, and he got the bag, and I'm still over here poor. I just got
that one your bag, man. That he got 50 G's, maybe the Lord got 50,000. I mean about like another 50,000 for you, like 100,000, man. You gotta just. I want your blessing, man.
And it'd be funny when people be trying to throw the side shade. You know that. That's what you tried to do me on before, but it's okay. It's okay, Reese. It's like you trying to be shady, and when you be hearing people and they be trying to throw some shade in the mix, like the little sneak disses, and it's like, I'm sorry, man. It's okay. Let me just tell you the things I do for black people. I did this show for y'all because my instinct was to just get to cooking, but I just feel like we have two versions of the same thing. If you look at Gator and you look at Charles Thomas, they are essentially doing the same thing. They are advocating for candidates. One a Democrat, one a Republican. My answer is you're both black. Okay? Now, when you look at this, What was JB willing to pay a black dude $5,000 a month to do? And what was Darren Bailey willing to pay a black dude to do for $5,000 a month? I cannot get out of my head that here's what they think about you. You fried chicken and biscuit eating, basketball dunking, 365-degree basketball dunking, right? And then you look at his hire, right? And who his ambassador to the black community is. And while I don't necessarily get down with dude, this is my interpretation of black people. This is my interpretation of black people. This is my outward face to black people. This is my outward face to black people. I ain't tripping on none of them.
I just like to see how, like, politics is changing. You know, I remember I grew up, you know, it was, like, frowned upon for a black person to even speak anything other than, like, Democrat, and then, like, for us and now to see, like, I guess, like, the change. So it's, like, interesting to see, like, to me.
I think it's just amazing, the Pavlovian response. Riis, I almost called myself about to be like, look at this! And I was like, that's just your personal feelings about dude. Right? Nah, but it's like, I'm going to tell you, there is something occurring, right? Like the Riises of the world. Like, I don't think this is the election. I think what dude said is he is trying to do that, which is there are people that are, if the Republicans start to invest money in this space, it's who's going to be the first people there. And who will they invest the money? And I would say that you probably haven't seen a $50,000 Republican investment. And I would also tell you that this thing that I watched, the intro, the commercial, looks like, you know how they shut Dan Proft's newspapers down? What if he had his own political show that he could produce and put a voice and a face like that to it? That commercial looked like the opening to a show or a series that will then later on be a 24-hour attack opportunity. Hey, man, Democrats are sitting in the pot right now. The Democratic Party of Illinois is sitting, the black people are the pot of boiling water, and the Democratic Party is the frog right now. The heat is slowly turning up, and every single time they kick us to the curb, play us to the left, act like we ain't know what was going on, somebody else. And so it's like, you know how a pot starts to percolate? You know, like you ever seen something start to a slow boil, and it's like a bubble pops here, and a bubble pops here, and the bubble pops here, or like popcorn, and one piece pop, then another piece pop, then another piece pop, and if you let the heat keep on cooking, then it's a... I see the same thing here. Not here to support either one. I'm not, but I'm going to say both of them as consultants. Ain't neither one of them said, I would like to see what they bought with black media. Forget the Mays Jackson show, even though we the biggest. What's Darren Bailey spend? He ain't got the money, so what is people who play by the rules pack playing? Are they investing in the community, investing in the person? And in that being the case, who are the people that are getting paid? All that stated, hey man, I know what it's like to be a consultant. And I think that every black person should have the right to, you can't get hired as a black person talking about, if you ain't dancing, you can't really get hired as a black political consultant. You could be the smartest one, people could quote your stuff. I thought that David Axelrod, you ain't David Axelrod, but you know what I'm saying? I did think that was a real comparison. We revel him. We revere him. He's now the guru. The white boys get on the press and be like, what that nigga doing on an ad? You see this nigga on an ad? And all these people that's in the Capitol Facts that's commenting anonymously, talking about sellouts and this and that and this and that. Again, remember when I told y'all about letting white people call black people sellouts? Y'all did that, and now they feel comfortable. So I'm done. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson, where every single day we ask the question, what's in it for the people of color? What's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them. Maze said, we out of here. Peace.
Let's get down to business and go ahead and address the facts, man. Lightfoot seems more lesbian than black. Rahm Emanuel's another case. He was just as tired. 50 closed schools left much to be desired. Police had Anjanette naked on that body cam. They suppressed the footage so it couldn't touch a lot of hands. Reminds me of that 16 shots in that cover-up. Both of them similar, so I went and dug it up. George Floyd killed, a lot of riots happened in the town. Southside burned and they wouldn't let them bridges down. Grandmother sick, need a prescription and plus a couple groceries. You gon' have to travel just to get it now. COVID-19 out here shutting all the business down. Not enough SBA loans to even give around. So many failed businesses that you could put them in the pile. If you don't survive the pandemic, it's gon' sit you down. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Shout out to Willie Wilson, hope one day you get to send it. We need some different players in the game to handle business. Too many shady characters like Madigan and Blago. But when you really break it down, it's typical Chicago. City full of gangsters, is what the land was built on. Same streets with hood legends, DNA get spilled on. Carjackers out here lurking, trying to get they steal on. Looking for a block to put them Hellcat wheels on. Lenders give bogus appraisals a red line. Car crackers out here getting minimal fair time. And I'm concealed carry, I stay with the pipe. But Illinois gun laws giving minimal rights. Stay up on the swivel, make sure I'm moving tight. Check all of my mirrors when I pull up to the light. Pick my homie up from out of town, man, he caught a flight. He was hella nervous, told him, shorty, this a way of life. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks.